The game's to be sold, not told. So we finna keep everybody broke. They say time is money. They say money talk. I ain't got no time to waste if you ain't got no time. Out and about, out chasing paper. The streets of my house and the house always wins like Vegas. Never down for the count. Second win, second nature. Found mine. Never had my hands out. Fuck favors. By design, everything tailored. In my youth, it was shell toes, no Chuck Taylors. Weak soap game, had a game so it's still the same code game, so it's still the same code. We all pay the cost, pay dues. Move with the main state that I can't lose. On the grind, push a hard line with my linemen. Back when I was young, they said it's all about timing. Till it's my time, all the stars are aligning. I'm a diamond in the rough, couple cuts got me shining. This game you cannot cop on consignment. In the field, all we do is execute assignments. The game's to be sold, not told. So we finna keep everybody broke. They say time is money, they say money talk. I ain't got no time to waste if you ain't got no time to talk. The game's to be sold, not told. So we finna keep everybody broke. They say time is money, they say money talk. I ain't got no time to waste if you ain't got no time to talk.
First, we get into this paper. See, I want it all, plus a mule and 8 acres. A lot of alcohol, few dad bags of paper. Run this shit like a ship and I'm the sailor. Cold, kinda like it's fresh up out the freezer. Cold, if she ain't talking bread, I don't need her. Soon as I meet her, I'ma fuck her, then I leave her. It's the old Mac needs, treat them all like bottom feeders. Break it down slow for them folks that don't know. I'm a seasoned vet, black belt out the dojo. With a wide range of weapons, so I'm out the holster. Keeping all options open, so many ways that I can fold ya. Told you from the gate, never been about no play. Get it on the go, they never been known for no delay. The game should be sold, not to be told. Keep your mouth shut, don't have to break the mold. Mac needs.
Break the work down, it's fence to move. Push that work out, I distribute. Break the work down, it's fence to move. Push that work out, I just distribute. A young pack mover, shot to my consumer. Jumping out the foreign or I'm hopping out the Uber. Crew clocking chips opposite of you losers. Can't be broke as a joker, got no sense of humor. Just a young pack mover, shot to my consumer. Jumping out the foreign or I'm hopping out the Uber. Crew clocking chips opposite of you losers. Can't be broke as a joker, got no sense of humor.
I'm a D-boy, need abusive as users. I'm a D-boy, need abusive as users. I'm a D-boy, need abusive as users. You know I'm the boy, get money's what I'm used to.
Keep you straight from the gate, so I don't confuse ya. I'm a D-boy, need abusive as users. I'ma make noise, shout to my producer. I'm an entertainer, but I ain't here to amuse ya. Yeah, I fuck with shooters and they all fucking users. Come through, wake that ass up like a rooster, hella early in the morning. Early bird gets a worm. Finna get rich for 'em, food for the worms. Cutting cocaine, dumping whole things. It's a cold game, make you run your gold chain. Hungry, but I'm moving in a keto state. For sure, I beat the price on the keys in your state. Catch me running up a tail, fucking up a bag. Make me wonder how long will a good thing last. On my Curtis Mayfield, live a life I can't chill. Push a man, pushing packs, all I do is make squeal. Keep it 100, I'm just numb, yo, I can't feel none of these suckers when they say they real. Stacking Uber cash, I'm an out-of-state supply. Random Uber man here to get away drive. Just a young pack mover, shot to my consumer. Jumping out the foreign or I'm hopping out the Uber. Crew clocking chips opposite of you losers. Can't be broke as a joker, got no sense of humor. Just a young pack mover, shot to my consumer. Jumping out the
You ready, Jerry?
I'm ready.
Just want to make sure you're ready, brother. Show me the money.
Oh, you didn't know?
Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling.
Put my shoes on, you wouldn't last a mile.
Summertime, wintertime, I'm on the grind. Yeah, I got the ring, I'm the champ, I'm the genie of the lamp.
This is the gift I was given, so I just live by my hustle.
It's all about the Benjamins, baby. It's all about the Benjamins, baby. It's all about the Benjamins, baby.
VIP me put in my pocket, it don't make sense, but don't make a profit. It's all a hustle, ladies and homies. Make money, money, money.
Called out here for a pill. Really tryna get this money for the real.
I want to find a thing to save my life, so I hustle.
It ain't over for me. No, it ain't over for me.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Show me the money!
Okay, let's go smoke that joint.
What up, Fantasy Football Hustler? Back at ya. Let's get the smoke session going. Bogey said he should be here soon. We got the wafers recap coming up in a couple hours here. And we got a silver screen breakdown today of Savages. And then we're going to nightcap with late night tips Q&A. Hey, AB in the house. What up? First one in here. What up, AB? Let's dab it up for the crew. And AB sit one. Brees, Henry, Evans, Monty. Damn, just one out of these guys, huh? I think I'm going to sit. Damn, sitting Adams versus your Jets. Kidda. What up, Kidda? Yeah, AB said Savages was a great movie. Hell yeah, just super out of nowhere. Hey, there goes Bogey in the house. Yeah, Savages is a crazy-ass movie. And for anyone who likes Oliver Stone, that's who directed it.
Oliver Stone owes me a shitload of money.
And why is that?
I mean, you don't want to get involved in this. It's better you don't. It's better the less you know.
Did you finance one of his projects in the past? And he didn't. And he didn't come through after the fact. Is that what happened?
I mean,
it could have been Platoon. Was it Platoon?
It was Savages.
The movie was based on Bogey's life.
I mean, they mentioned me in there. They're like, Bogey's 12 o'clock. There was a whole, they wrote me out of the movie pretty much. I was in that movie. There's a lot more action scenes with me. But,
oh, man. What up, Happy Trees? What up, bro?
What up, Happy Tree?
AB says, I owe a lot of people money. Delivery drivers refuse to pay them.
Hey, AB opens the door. Oh, thanks. He's like, oh, how'd you know?
Adam in the house. Let's dab it up, bro.
What up, Adam? Top of the morning.
You get a chance to watch Savages yet?
Nah, I had a shitload of shit that I was into yesterday, so I'll get to it though. I'll probably watch it right after this. I seen it already though. That kind of gave me a reason to not rush on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. At first, I didn't know. I just never knew the title. And then I'm looking forward to watching it again because then I don't remember it in great detail. I do remember them trying to screw over the cartel, though. So can't do that.
I know Nelly, he was excited to watch it. Because he must have watched a trailer or something. Because when I said we might not be able to, that Saturday may not happen or we might not do it, he's like, oh, man, that movie looked really good. So he must have seen something. Uh-oh, Bogey in the Matrix. Oh, shit. Adam said, let's dab it up. Boy said, Savages, never heard of it. 2012 movie, so 11 years ago. There's a lot of no-namers in it. Like, I don't know, like, the main, like, couple people. But, like, John Travolta's in it. Selma Hayek's in it. Benicio del Toro is in it. And it's pretty much like two SoCal cultivators, or at least, I mean, their company is weed and cultivating. And then a lot of shit goes down. They get into a lot of beef with the cartel. Cartel is, I guess there's what they say in the story is there's a lot of rifts between the cartels down in Mexico way, and there's a cartel down in Mexico way, two cartels that are really beefing, and one of them seems to be getting a little bit stronger, and the one that they cross paths with, they're pretty much trying to strong arm all the independent cultivators to join their squad.
It's funny because this was actually what was going on since like the 90s for real.
And this is 2012, so this is still, you know, like we didn't get legalized officially until 2018, to where a lot of things changed. Like there was, I mean, it was more mom and pop undergrounds than any kind of legal grows or anything back then.
Yep.
Dispensaries weren't regulated, like maybe like one or two were like per city or whatever. They're mostly just like
They definitely had more. I mean, there was for sure more than like one or two, but yeah, like I'd say for every fucking 20 legit ones, there's like, you know, 80 illegitimate joints.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's me definitely exaggerating the one or two regulated.
And I'm probably exaggerating too, but I do remember like in 2010 they did like
you're probably not bullshitting in bigger cities though.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm from a city that's 1 million plus, and like we definitely had over 100 dispensaries down like within like a month's time, because like they were just like, okay, boom, fucking once they regulated and like all the zoning really kicked in. Yeah, they went and swooped on it, and motherfuckers getting raided. And it was wild, bro.
I mean, it was crazy. At one point, they didn't care so much that like you just got a fine, right? You'd pay like $5,000 or something.
Yep.
And they'd let you. I mean, you're not freely operating. You're operating with a $5,000 tax.
They just had bigger fish to fry, and why not get some bread out of it, right? Like
$5,000 a day times 30. I mean, that's a big chunk of change, and like shows you how much they're making that they don't mind paying it.
Yeah, and like, I mean, like. There was a fucking hella hash bars and dab bars and you know what I mean, like all of a sudden like a motherfucker can rent a suite, right? Like a little spot somewhere and just be slanging their tree out of there and have like a couple rigs set up and a couple clerks and just dress it up nice. You got some
That was one of my friends. His dad has a lighting store in La Jolla, and it's like I don't know, it's like one of the pretty much like it's like the lighting store in San Diego, you know, for like the bougie businesses and shit like that.
Yeah.
And he had like pretty much like an office that was behind the store. It's all connected, but there was like an alley entrance to the store and all that. So that's what it was. He let my friend use those two spots, and like one of them was like where you buy the bud, and it was like 2 rooms up there. And one room's where you go in and buy the bud, and then the dab bar was in the other one. And people would literally park in the alley or down the street or down by the beach or whatever and just like walk up.
Yeah, it was a pretty cool time. Cause like we would just like kick, like I remember Tino, I think at the time he was working at YB. That was another dispensary. And like it was just like those ones, they were legit, but like they were very bendy with the rules. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they could if you knew somebody, you could just go in there with no card and like, you know, we would sell product to them. Like, you know, like if I was running around with a bunch of packs, I'd stop at the various dispensaries where I'm like, oh yeah, my man's is working. You know what I mean? Because they'll look at the pack, yeah, I'll take it. You know what I mean?
What was funny about where he was, so La Jolla is like, you know, north of the city of San Diego. It's still all San Diego, you know, it's literally like 10, 15 minutes, you know. And but because he was a little bit north, because everyone I think just looked at weed maps, whatever was like on the 5 or whatever, like they were just like hitting those kind of spots.
Yep.
And he was just one of those spots that was kind of north on the 5 in San Diego. So I think just because of that reason, he ended up getting nicer packs just because he wasn't I don't know, 10 miles south. How about that?
Yeah, he wasn't really in. You could just get off the freeway, plug the dude, pause, and then you're out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's crazy how people are literally, I mean, these are people, maybe driving with 10, 20, 50 packs. And it's like your goal is just drive as far south and hit up as many places as you can until your car's empty. And then you turn around and go back and do it.
I mean, those trips down the fire, like I've written, like, there's been like dozens of songs inspired by those trips. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the Bay Area to the SoCal shot is always awesome. Like, especially during the drought. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because then we could take like certain things that might not have been so like little lackluster packs, but like it's just they're killing it down south. You know what I mean?
Well, see, that's what I mean. Like, I mean, I'm not even saying that's trash, but no matter what, one man's trash is another man's treasure. And if it's like something that's not abundant,
Yeah.
not the price at that point.
Yeah, and then like, it's always fun to go down to SoCal and you know what I mean? Like you get there, offload whatever the fuck you're about to do, and then the rest of the weekend you just party. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. The crazy trips was the dual trips. Bring some down, bring some back up of that other. That was, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was where you start getting like, and like that was the times where it'd be like, okay, it's 9:00 a.m. Let's leave. Because I would rather be in that traffic amongst the other motherfuckers. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Than taking the middle of the night shot or, you know what I mean, the little red eye shot. You know what I mean? It's hitting the road and you're on that fucking 5 and then, you'll have those motherfuckers just tailing you, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that shit is not a good feeling. So, yeah, I didn't give a fuck if that 6-hour trip turned into 9 because of the damn traffic. Like, fuck it, we're going to mob in the traffic and be right under their nose.
And Adam, you definitely should check out Savages. Anybody else who hasn't seen Savages, check it out. It's on Netflix. I think you can rent it and buy it on YouTube and all that. And we're going to be doing the breakdown around 5:00 West Coast time today. So watch it before so you can get a little insight. And then the poll has spoken for Peacock. He couldn't make the choice, but the 420 crew made the choice for him. The Cell.
There you go.
And so that's what'll be next week's movie. And Peacock will be handling the boards. It's Noble's birthday that week.
Yeah.
All right. And and Adam said, why they doing my boy Harbaugh like that? There's something here. Like, I mean, I even call bullshit on it because, I mean, it seems like sign stealing would be a thing like forever. I probably don't know enough info about what's going on with this. We heard something about maybe the DC or something, stealing the signs. And Bogey said he might just be the scapegoat because he didn't rat, specifically on what coach it was.
Yeah, and he's the head coach, so you know what I mean. He's gonna take the fall, and then
yeah. So we'll see what happens, but yeah, I mean, fuck college. Like he could get a job in the NFL somewhere, and I think he likes the whole idea of building. Like I don't know, it's like in the NFL, it's really tough to like build a winner. Like really, you got to be in the right situation. Like a lot of things have to go the right way for you to build a winner. I think if you're just in one of these top D1 schools, like it's way easier to build a winner because it's all about recruiting.
Mm-hmm.
And now with the NIL, I mean, with the transfers and shit, it's like way easier to win than it was in the past.
Yeah, and now it becomes an integral thing. Like he probably just ruined his draw, the ability to draw. Like I think that hurts you. Now, if you're Michigan, like the ability to just draw,
I think it depends if Harbaugh's there or not. Because I think if he's not the one that did it, he should still be able to recruit. Fine. Like I didn't snitch. Like that. That shouldn't be like a slap in the face to him necessarily. It's loyalty more than anything. But yeah, if Harbaugh leaves and you get some shit coach over there, and now you got the stain of this plus like some shit coach, then things change real quick.
Even his time as a head coach in the NFL with my Niners, I mean, he pretty much picked up a team. He's good with the rah-rah shit. You know what I'm talking about? Like,
yeah, because he hypes up. Yeah, seems like he's hella hyping players up and just.
And after you could tell after 4 seasons of that, like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, every year you might have some new guys come in, rookies, free agents, right? So you start telling that speech, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, but say you're a veteran, you've been there since he came there. You're like, oh, here he goes with that speech again. You know what I mean? Like that rah-rah shit, in my opinion, is short-lived. Unless you're like, even Richard Sherman used to say that about Pete Carroll. He'd be like, 6-7 years in it, that same hype up speech, it's, I've heard it a million times now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because
like, it might work for the young guy. He's like, it might work for the youngsters, but you know what I mean? He's like,
you can't treat them like they're college kids, just like you said, when they're 6-year veterans at that point. There's got to be some kind of level of like, this is for the rookies and sophomores or first, like, because even like he said, if you're like a 6-year veteran and you just come over to that squad, you're not you're not even going to care about the rah-rah bullshit. It's time to get to work,
Yeah. And at that point too, I would assume like if I'm a savvy veteran, and I'm going to a new place, it's probably because of reputation. You know what I mean? Like, I'll go play for Pete. You know what I mean? I hear he's great.
Reputation or money, one of the two.
Yeah, Sherm told me he has these annoying ass rah-rah joints, but like outside of that, you know what I mean? You'd want to play for Pete. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm pretty sure that, and like, I mean, going back.
Ninjas, it is 6:50 over here. We usually go live around 7, but I just woke up. I went to sleep a little earlier and was already up, ready to go.
My girl works every other weekend, and she got to get that. She starts at 7, so the alarm's going off. I'm just up. I'm like, all right, I'm up. You know what I mean? I was going down, and I've been on my serial killer shit again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, shit's fucking insane.
Ninja said there was a time where I tried to get a $500 ounce in Minnesota. And so what's crazy is because like some people in certain areas are going to be like, that's insane. But if you're getting like just, let's say out of everything in California, if you were able to get the best of the best of the best of the best,
sir,
I mean, that shit would easily be a $350 to $400 ounce.
Yeah.
Unless you got some kind of hookup, like, I mean, especially if you're going to the dispensaries, you're going to be closer to 500 on that ounce. I'm just talking even in the streets. Like, man, like, I mean, if you're getting, because the best weed is not cheap, no matter what.
Yeah, like the finally, when it's not like the smalls.
Yeah.
It's it's $2. That's the homie. That's the jug.
Yeah, that's to you. Yeah, for sure.
That's the jug. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, outside of that, it's like, and like,
because how much, like, I don't know if you know everything, but do you know how much they're getting per pound for the dispensaries?
I'll tell you this much: they pretty much would sell like the skateboards all the way up like 40. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So do the math. That's when they're selling them to the already packaged and whatnot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, like I don't even think you could buy a finally zip. Like, you know what I mean? Like yeah, I don't know if they sell ounces.
You have to be able to buy an ounce worth of eighths.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just saying,
I don't know if that's the max.
Like a pre-packed,
Like in Vegas, I know that's the max you could buy. You could buy an ounce every 24 hours from one place, apparently. Because I even asked, there was one time I wanted to get like a little bit more than an ounce. I was like, so let's say I like went home, like I came in the morning and I went home. The whole day had passed, but I come back at like 10 o'clock at night. They were like, no, it would like flag you in the system that you're not able to come back into the dispensary and buy anything until whatever time, 24 hours later.
I had the homie that he managed one of the dispensaries that I used to work with. And so like everybody I knew that would go there, if it was my boy working, I'd be like, hey, give me points every time, you know what I mean?
Just adding the points.
But then, I would tell them and they would be cool with it. You know what I mean? Like like the person I knew that was going there to shop. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, hey, use my thing, man. Let me get the points. Yeah, all right. And I just do that. Like, it's no sweat if someone says, no, fuck no, bro. I want the points. Like, next thing you know, I got all these points. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not supposed to do that, obviously, but that's, don't let us minorities get our hands on things. Start doing it in our way.
And Jared said, who do you play this week out of Dotson or Dell? I'm leaning Dell on that.
Yep.
He's already got Schultz as a tight end, so not sure if I should double down on the Texans or do I play Gabe Davis as Diggs is out. I don't think Diggs is
not out.
Yeah, I don't think
let's not say that either. How dare you?
I mean, let's wait until we got practice reports coming out today, and if we get something bad, then maybe we'll think that. But I want to be optimistic.
I think he was limited yesterday.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a pretty good sign. That yesterday was their Thursday since they played Monday.
What's not the good sign is that the injury came yesterday is what happened. And
okay, so
he was a full go the day before, and then he was limited yesterday. So
because he's doing some. Okay, that sucks.
Yeah, so we don't know exactly the extent. He comes out and gets a full practice today. We're not even thinking anything like that. But today is their Friday because they got the Monday game. So I'm leaning Dell as of now.
Yep. Give me Delhi.
And Emil said Michigan can win without Harbaugh. Well, I mean, that's what's crazy. A lot of these, schools could win probably without the coaches that they have based on just recruiting and the name of the college and, all that shit.
I'm of the mindset that if I have an enemy like Harbaugh and I'm one of the, like I'm Ohio State or something like that, someone that plays them all the time, right? Like, and it matters. Right. Without Harbaugh, it probably I might not know what to expect. It might be a little bit of okay, we gotta, we gotta see what the look's gonna be like. You know what I mean? I don't think it's not like someone's like, okay, Harbaugh, you're gone. I'm gonna do everything exactly the same. I got you, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this could help them. Like this person said, hey, they could win without Harbaugh. Yeah, for sure.
Check this out. Emil said Harbaugh will coach the Browns next year. That'd be interesting.
See, here's the thing, like. Belichick is more likely to coach the Browns.
You think that he would go back to the Browns already being there and being pissed?
It's his favorite team, and it's kind of if that was his favorite team growing up.
Okay,
his favorite coach and QB was his favorite QB was Otto Graham, and him and his dad's favorite. That was his memory.
Of course, Otto Graham was his favorite player,
right? And then, of course, the head coach was his favorite coach, and he became the new version of them with him and Brady. Right, winning the most titles before in this case before the Super Bowl era, right? They won like 9 or some shit. Like that's pretty awesome. They were a powerhouse.
It's like they won 3 or 4 before it was the Super Bowl era, and then there was something when not even the Super Bowl, but just when it was just when it changed to the NFL or like some shit. I don't know what the hell it was, something like that.
Yeah, like he's what's the word I'm looking for? He's very polarizing, and he's like, Jim Harbaugh to me could be detrimental to a team as much as he could be like beneficial. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, he would definitely be great for the Raiders. You know why? Because you need a face of that franchise.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think for what he does with veterans and stuff, like how I saw how he worked with my Niners, and you know what I mean, it would be great for the Raiders to bring over, and he had a Jim Harbaugh, and he has the ties to that organization where he was part of the coaching staff when they lost the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? It's funny because I have a whole list of things that Harbaugh was connected to that were just big old heartbreaks. And Michigan's on that list right now. I mean, things happen to him. You know what I mean?
Happy Trees said start Justice Hill, Rico Dowdle in the flex, or go out and get a Bobby Trees or a Michael Wilson.
I'll pick up Michael Wilson. I don't know, but if you're talking about someone to start, I would start Rico over Justice Hill. There's a realm of possibility they get up so much in this game. They're like, all right, Rico, all the team twos is in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm struggling starting Dak over some of my other options in Superflex. I have him in there, but it's you know what I mean? I need him to do it all early because I don't see that game being any kind of okay. I suggest this week, if you're a single leg better, right? You just single bets. Dip your toe into the wonderful world of parlays. Just pick whatever you like, and then add Dallas in there. Just you know what I mean? Right?
I mean, it should be.
It's it feels like such a gimme.
It's such a gimme that Dallas might figure out a way to mess this up. I mean, they have lost to the Cardinals and Josh Dobbs.
But then I could argue that, you know, it's Jonathan Gannon, who was the former DC for the Eagles. Like they had a real game plan for them. You know?
I mean, that is me just playing devil's advocate, but Cowboys do figure out a way to mess things up.
Yeah, for sure. Fuck the Cowboys. I'll say it. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, like, you know, I'm pretty confident in them.
It should be as much of a smash if there ever was a smash.
Yeah, right. So like, and it's not going to pay anything, but throw it in as a parlay.
Remember when it was supposed to be a smash last year for the Packers to like destroy the Giants? I know it was a different team, but I'm still a little jaded by that.
I remember that game. That was like week 5 or 6 or whatever it was.
Something like that. And Packers hadn't lost 3 games in a row in like a million years or whatever.
And more specifically in the LaFleur era.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then that was number 3. And then I was like, whoa, he can't lose 4 in a row.
This is the Giants Super Bowl. So that's what's crazy about this is like literally the Giants Super Bowl.
With Tommy DeVito.
Oh man.
Like this is gonna be a barn burner. Someone's barn's getting burned down.
Ninja said they aren't open here yet. Well, no, for sure. What was 2025, right? Is when they said they're going to be able to open. I think that's what the Minnesota peeps said, because that's like a year and a half, pretty much, since it got legalized, and pretty much the same thing happened in Vegas and California, where it was like a year and a half out.
Yeah, it basically takes that time to do the zoning. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like because it's like because now all of a sudden, like, okay.
They said on the reservations, though, he said they can sell it. He said 20% THC or less for $360, I think it was. And so it's called New Woo here in Vegas, and that's the huge ass dispensary on the reservation out here. And they were always the first one to do shit as well. Like they're the only one with an open lounge and where you could go in, actively smoke. They got a dab bar. They got bong service. You know, like it's whatever. Like I mean, it's it's literally.
I would suggest. Are you ready for this? This is crazy. Because, like, them reservations, get in and get the fuck out. Don't fuck around in those reservations if you ain't one of them. Because, like, okay, they're so fucking rich, bro. Like, okay, my girl, one of her first jobs that she got out here, because she works in mental health. So one of the jobs that she got was it was a rehab facility, right? But it was high end, so it's kind of the same line along the same lines of working in mental health. Only it's people like high end, like rich people for rehab. You know what I mean? Yeah. And like they had a pregnant chick in there, and she was fentanyl is her thing, and so she's just in there withdrawing as fuck. And the guy goes, the husband's like, I'm gonna pay cash. And they're like, sure, right? Which is probably, I'm sure there's like some ways around it, but because they didn't want it to be on the insurance. Yeah. That she's back again, right? And this guy is one of the owners of the casino out here, and you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So he's stupid balling, and like she has 5 kids, and she's been in rehab like 2 out of the 3 times. Like it's just insane. But like these are the things that goes on there, you know what I mean?
I mean, if you just are at the dispensary and that's it, I mean, I don't, like if you're out anywhere and you start doing stupid shit, you could get fucked up. But
I'm just saying on the reservations they can make you disappear, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, this isn't, I don't know, like it's like literally like, I mean, the way that they have this set up here is like as soon as you get into that territory, because I don't know, it's not like you're going through some gated thing that you can't get in and out. It's like literally just an area of northern Vegas. Yeah.
Yeah, but rules is different. That shit different out there.
I mean, see, that's what's crazy, though. You do some stupid shit like in the city of Vegas, you get pulled into some back rooms and fucked up, right?
Hell yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's not just because of the Indian. It's not just because of the reservation why you could get fucked up. If you're doing stupid shit that you shouldn't be doing.
You're in the underworld. You're in the bellies of the underworld, period. That's all I'm saying. Like, you know what I mean?
That's the thing, though. Just because it's not U.S. soil, I don't know. Like, I know that shit can happen. But it's like every city of every every city in every, state or whatever, like, yeah, there's definitely a hood and there's an underbelly and there's a ghetto. I just don't think it's an Indian reservation every spot.
It's like you're talking about ungodly amounts of money and they're doing like whatever they want to do. That's, you know what I mean? Like, this is as closest to the mafia in American soul that you get, and it's not American soul, I guess.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But back when the mafia owned the casinos, I mean, it's not, I mean, would you have been scared to go there? Because, I mean, same shit. It's a Wild West at that point.
Yeah, but I mean,
they could kill you, and there's been bodies that have literally.
I didn't go to Vegas. I wasn't in Vegas during when, you know what I mean?
But that's what I'm saying. Like, would you have been?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. You know what I mean? Shit happens, bro. Like, but look at.
I guess I'm just used to being a civilian in those kind of things, to where like people fuck with you when you're doing shit that you deserve to get fucked. Like,
listen, man, I'm always gonna feel that way about everything. I guess now that I think about it. Even when I pull up in the Target parking lot, I'm looking around this motherfucker.
That's all I'm saying is people
feel
paranoid. If you're doing shady,
they say paranoid. I say precautious.
No, I'm not saying don't be precautious.
Yeah, I know. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying what I'm saying.
Brad. He said first, free Harbaugh. They said, and then Dotson or Gus. Sucks because if Curtis Samuel comes back, Dotson's not going to be getting volume like he's been getting when he misses. Yeah, but I'm with it. Gus has been like a travesty outside of those 3 touchdowns. I guess it was 2 games in a row, but we just saw it really come back.
Like 3 like good games, right?
Yeah, it was like 2 smash games, but yeah, one of those I know had to be good in the mix as well.
Yeah, what did he do last week?
Let's see.
Yeah.
Last week 17. It was, man, it's just, can this streak of like the touchdowns continue? Because he got the 2 touchdowns, only 52 yards and only 5 touches. Like that's that was why now I remember why I got nervous about Gus this week.
Yeah, and you have the emergence of Michael Keaton Mitchell, who is questionable but got a full go. Yeah. Like that's what's weird. Is like there's a bunch of guys that got full goes yesterday, but they're still labeled questionable. But so you assume they're gonna play,
right?
And like Gus Bus, this is what we wanted from him, right? Like,
yeah,
he's supposed to be that. Yeah, exactly.
And let's see, who's this? War Eagle on Twitch. Steelers, Raiders, Saints defense.
Go to Steelers.
Yeah, it'd be Steelers, Raiders, and Saints in that order.
Okay, I'm not mad at the Raiders against the Jets because I'm looking at the pass rush. Like, yeah, Zach Wilson he'll hold the ball long and take sacks to the ass. Max Crosby's, one of the best right now. And then with the Steelers, you just got Watt and Highsman and another guy who's like top 10 in taking sacks this year.
Peacock, I said this yesterday, but I was more talking just about Bijan. He said, I wonder what Ricky thinks about Arthur Smith fucking over Bijan. And I wanted to ask Ricky what he thinks about Bijan in general and what it is. Is it the play calling? Is it the scheme? Just what does he think?
Remember what he said about Scorpios? Like Scorpios, they tend to get the best out of people. They have the eye to recognize people's strengths and then play those strengths. And he said Nick Saban was the Scorpio. So like his son and his fucking main sign of the houses was Scorpio. You know what I mean? So like, if someone like Saban had a Bijan, he's gonna know what the fuck to do, right? Mm-hmm. I think this might be a case of like Peacock might got it right. It's probably like the question should be what's wrong with Arthur Smith, and like, is this a case of out coaching yourself where you're like, too fixated on what's the throw off method? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You'll never see this coming. I don't know. And then he shaves the mustache, and then and it's funny because I felt legit bad for him on McAfee because everyone's just they're in Georgia and they're just booing the fuck out of him on the screen.
Yeah.
Can't even hear him talking. They're just booing and people's laughing and it's just he's clearly flustered and he's he doesn't know, he's at a loss for words. 3 in a row. Just trying to right the ship. And he just looks stupid without the mustache now, and you know what I mean. It's funny. He's and then what was this his 3rd season with them? Because he was there with Matt Ryan, right, in 21. He was there. Then he was the guy that drafted Kyle Pitts, right?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Yeah.
And let's see. Mike K said, "What up, boys?" He said, "Full PPR pick 2 to start: Noah Brown, Douglas, Shakir, Irwin." He said, "Another shitty bye week."
Doesn't that say something? If he's they didn't even utilize Kyle Pitts to the max, in my opinion. Rookie year he got a thou wow, he strung a thou.
Yeah,
and that's a feat. That's a feat in itself, right? But
17 games. I guess I feel like it meant so much more with 16 games because it's not even 60 yards a game, to get that thou wow.
58.
Yeah, he pretty much hit it on the head. He didn't have 1,100. He had 1,000 and some change. All right, let's see. So this is a real shitty question here. I think I'm leaning Noah Brown, and I think I'll go Irwin. Either way, we're just throwing darts at these guys, anyways. We saw what happened last time Higgins missed. Irwin's was an uptick.
Yeah, it was he had 7 for something, 7 for 80 or some shit, 7 for 90.
That's good for a random flex.
Yeah, he definitely assumes the outside role in Higgins' absence. It's not like it's not like Tyler Boyd all of a sudden is okay, I'm the number 2 out wide now. You know what I mean?
Right.
Tyler Boyd definitely gets an uptick for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm just in order of players that's more skilled, right? It's not like Trent Irwin's okay, I have to, he's my second read now. You know what I mean?
Right. And Peacock said UFC going to be rocking tonight. And nice. Who is it? Who's on the card? Don't forget, if anyone needs a way to watch those pay-per-views, I got the way for you. It's called VIP Streams, and it's $30 a month to get all pay-per-views, all channels, literally every single channel, the Red Zone, every single football game, out of market, every single college game, even the out of market ones. $30 a month. If you want to get down on it, I can throw the link in the chat right now, and then you put your phone number or email in there, and then I can send you all the info.
Give me money.
Brad said the thing is they're letting Harbaugh coach during the weeks. He's not allowed to be there in the games.
Okay. So he got a little stand-in guy. That's interesting because normally in the NFL, at least when you're suspended, you're involved in no team activities, nothing.
Yeah. Peacock said and arrested Michael Thomas autograph. Yeah. So supposedly he got arrested and Lee just sent some info and he's
Michael
being
Thomas.
Yeah. And he's being accused of throwing a brick at the car of contractors who kept parking on his street near his house. And it says,
is that what you would consider a felony?
Well, hold on. There's more. And he said there's also accused of taking a guy's phone and throwing it when he started recording.
That's a federal offense right there. Because that's information. That's as good as someone's identity. Yeah, stealing a phone these days is all bad. Or even chucking someone's shit. I would assume that's somewhere along the lines. If he destroyed the phone.
And Ninja said it was not high end. The town was pretty low class. Yeah, for sure. Just like anything, if you're the first to open, you might just open for the money that's going to be coming in, not necessarily from the product.
Yeah, and I guess I was speaking to the casino owner and how they got ungodly amounts of money that they could just have someone off the books in a rehab facility, a pregnant woman, even. You know what I mean? Yeah,
and Triple X Lex. I went to a coffee shop with a volcano vaporizer at every table, free to use.
Nice. Yeah, we used to have. Man, we used to get stupid with those things in the beginning. Like I'd be in the studio and I had like a fucking 12-foot bag. You know, with the little Gatorade type nozzle on the thing.
Yep.
That motherfucker stale as fuck. But it was just like, yo, you got this big ass giant bag.
Raphael said it's like Yellowstone up here. He said I live on a shitty one. The council is corrupt and the cops are lazy.
See, Exhibit A. Yeah, I guess like especially when you get into those rural areas. I mean, that just goes for small town living, period, right? I mean, that's what all the cool westerns are about.
Yeah.
You know, the town sheriff and the town mayor. Everybody knows each other.
Yeah, for real. It's like the fucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre towns and shit.
Population 1,700. I mean, I told you I was on my serial killer shit again. It was just like it was a documentary on behavioral science in general, and they were like covering like 5 prolific serial killers, and it all took place in the 70s. And it's funny because it's like, you know, the narrator's like, why would this be able to occur in America at this time? I'm like, duh, the highways.
Yeah.
As soon as they built the highways, bro, it was the wrap.
Yeah, you're just passing fucking those shit towns like that, right?
Yeah, and then on top of that, it's like, not only for that reason, but also like you couple that with like the rise of like pornography, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, the rise of what's another good one that I've came up with? The fact that neighboring cities, they wouldn't work with each other. You know what I mean? Like they're police forces. So it's like I could kill in this town and go to the next town and live, right? And like I can go get jobs and all this shit, and like it's not gonna pull up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like John Wayne Gacy, right?
Mm-hmm.
The weirdo that killed all the little boys and shit. That dude, he got arrested for sodomy.
Okay.
You know what I mean? He raped a boy. He gets arrested, does like time for real in the Pinta. When he gets out, he just moves to the neighboring town and then goes right back to it. You know what I mean?
It's crazy. I was watching the Cocaine Cowboys. They got a series now, and they're going more they're going in depth about the guys who were like the cocaine cowboys, you know, like the top of the food chain.
Yeah, the pilots.
No, pilots aren't the top of the food chain.
Well, I mean, they were okay. I guess they're not the top of the food chain, but yeah, but they were big dealers too. The pilots, you know what I mean?
Well, see, at least in the way that these guys, I mean, their infrastructure. I mean, it's really the pilots bringing it, but they were still navigating everything once it got to Miami or whatever. And but yeah, so I mean, back then they were like, back then there was no computers. Like if you went to jail, like your name is just on a little card in a Rolodex and shit. And they said because like everything is like, you know, there's no internet or anything. You're like literally taking everything at face value. And they talk about how dude gets caught in like another state with like a fake ID and like goes to like he has like a warrant like out for him somewhere because he has a fake ID. You know, there's not, you know, they put him in jail and like for a day or two and then he's out and then back in Miami a couple days later, like nothing happened while he's still
okay. Who knows the laws? The police
and the criminals,
lawyers and criminals, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like what did Chappelle say? He was like, man, everybody in the hood is like pre-law. You know what I mean? No,
don't do that. That's 5 to 10.
You know what I'm saying? Like we were very aware of that as kids growing up. Like if he had the homie and he had a warrant or he had a fucking, you know what I mean, or he was on parole or probation, like you don't ever ride with that guy because anytime you get pulled over for some reason, they run everybody's ID. This is the guy that they got to search everyone for now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh, get out the car. Now we got to search everybody in the car. You know what I mean?
These guys were they were so balling. Like, it's pretty much the dude who was their plug. Like, it's crazy that this Cocaine Cowboys, like, literally, like, going into more detail now.
Oh, so it's not so many based around the Griselda Blanca.
Well, that was even number 2. was Griselda Blanco, not number one. Number one was
what are you talking about? Are you talking about the movies?
Yeah, there's 2 Cocaine Cowboy movies.
Yeah. There's 2 movies. Yeah, she was part 1 was based on her as well.
Okay, I swore it was number 2 that was like all about her.
Part 1's when she's free. Part 1's when she's running around free and like in the fucking straight.
Oh, okay, that's what it is. Okay.
Yeah, like the guy Rivy.
Yeah, so they're not covered. I mean, it's like I don't know how many episodes it is. It might be like 4, and I think I'm only
cool. Where's this at?
Netflix.
They got that? They got this? The white dude. He's hella bald now, but he still has his hair on the side.
I'm not
sure.
They got
that guy in there.
I mean, they have multiple guys. These guys didn't die.
Yeah, because a lot of
them went to jail for a long ass time.
But
they didn't die. Yeah, they didn't die though. And it's wild though because he was saying he was talking. Okay, so in Blow, he has George has to sell 50 kilos in like 24 hours or whatever, 3 days, right? To like something from George or Miami. Yeah, so these guys, they got tested like that as well. They were selling weed and stuff and like, little small amounts or whatever. But this one dude had 30 keys that he had to get rid of, couldn't get rid of them in the time before he was going to Europe. So he drops it on those guys and said, I'll be back in a month. And they had like 1.25 mil or whatever the fuck it was when he came back. And they were like, all right, you guys are about to get blessed now. And then when that guy went to jail, he gave everything to them, the whole infrastructure. Yeah. And then they just started balling out of control.
So you're following the Americans right now, right?
Yeah, it's 2 guys straight from Miami.
Okay.
Went to Miami high school and shit, like grew up there.
Okay. Yeah, these guys weren't covered in the movie then because the movie was more so about I mean, I guess the movie. What sucks about the movies is that it was really the ones that they were able to talk to about it. You know what I mean? Right. So the stories were circled around them.
Now these guys are out, and that's what it is. So now they're like getting to tell some of their own story with this shit.
And if they got out, they
already did their time. So now you no reason to lie. You did your time for the crime.
Yeah, and those Netflix series, the documentary series, they'll be fucking with that shit for 8-9 years. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's crazy footage from the 80s that they have, that they're putting in there as well. Like the footage, the interviews is them now, obviously.
Yeah.
And then, all the footage is from back then, though.
Man, it's going to be tight if they get into the Griselda Blanca shit, bro. Because I would love to have that more in detail. Because she was wilding, bro.
So the part that I just got to right now, it's insane. So they're so balling that no matter if they get caught or anything with anyone,
everyone off.
Don't even matter. So they were doing the whole sting on this guy, and he had a fake ID obviously, and he was just he was like, man, just straight face. That's not me. That's not me.
Yeah.
And he was like, look at that guy over there, and it was a guy he went to high school with who was one of the other cops or whatever. These are just local guys, really.
Yeah, he's like, tell him who I am.
They take him to jail. On the way to jail, he's like, all right, you do got me. That is me. He was like, I'll give you 1,000 keys. If you just take me to this apartment right now, I'll give you 1,000 keys. Just let me go. The guy said no. He said no. And he starts looking up the street value because they said it was 40 a key back then in the 80s. Street value.
Damn.
So it was it was 25 mil or something like that, getting that. He says no. They drop him off on a Friday, and this is when they're explaining the Rolodex and all the, there's no internet, nothing like that. They come back on Monday, and he's gone. And they're looking him up, looking for the card. There's no card here. He's gone.
What are we?
And then he even said it. They have no reason to lie about anything at this point. He's like, yeah, guy owed me a favor, did him a favor, back out on the streets.
Boom. Such an easier time back then.
Yeah, for sure. Things are way different.
I mean, that's why all the cool crime stories and stuff that all the current day ones are all they're all boring. They're all, digital scams.
Right. Yeah.
You can't make cool movies about those, man.
His one of the dude's wives who man, it's crazy, when they were in jail, she was the one moving all the money around. Whole operation's still going, and she's the one just moving money. She said it was even to the point where one of the dudes, in jail didn't want to make his bed, so someone got paid commissary, weekly for the dude making his bed.
Yeah. You can't take it with you. Like, listen, man, we're spending it in all kind of ways, man.
And she said that it was like in Blow where they got caught. Well, it's different in Blow because he ends up going to jail like at that point. But in the movie, it was like they were hella, the girl's freaking out because she knows there's work in the trunk, and he just didn't even care. Like before they start doing anything, she was like, they didn't ask him for his license and registration. They're getting ready to take him down, and he was like, how about I just give you what's in the trunk and you let us go? And they open the trunk, they grab it. Nice run in India. It was 2 keys.
Hell yeah, bro.
2 keys, 2 cops. I mean, it's like 40 grand each. That's like probably more than their year's salary right there.
Ain't no like constant running body cams. None of that shit. They're like, fuck yeah, bro. Christmas.
Hell yeah.
They're like, Christmas bonus.
Like even the one dude who was like their main pilot, and well, not their main pilot, but at least one who's speaking up like about these times, giving some insight. He said he would only run 2 trips a month. And he was like, they'd want me doing 2 trips a week if it was up to them. He was like, but I told them, how many times can you get in the ring with the bull and stay unharmed? And so he said he was only doing 2 a month because he was getting 200 grand for each trip. Just, each trip, 200 grand. He said he was getting paid $3 an hour before this. And he was flying like little, signs around Miami Beach and shit. And like, yeah, $3 an hour to 200 grand.
You know what's cool about that is that his pilot skills was low altitude flying, because if he was meant to be one of those guys that just drags the sign in the air for people to read.
Yeah,
you're flying low altitude, and like when
he said that those planes were always hella overweight.
Fuck yeah, so you had to be lower altitude. Plus, you have to be a certain altitude to be off the radar. You know what I mean?
And you know what's crazy is they said
the literal radar.
In Colombia or wherever, Colombia, and then I think some other areas right there, you couldn't fly after 5 o'clock at night. Like that, there was no regulated flights after that. So you had motherfuckers like burning things in the field to like create distraction that they can like fly through and shit like that. Like it's wild.
Yeah, yeah.
Wild times. And they flew it into some fucking island that's like, I don't know, 50 or 60 miles off of Miami, and then they speedboated in. Like, that's just another crazy thing. And the speedboater, he was getting 200 grand as well per shot. He probably had the most dangerous job out of everybody, at least as far as like almost getting caught.
Yeah, hell yeah. Because now you got the National Guard or the Coast Guard, I should say.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit's crazy.
Hell yeah. But yeah, so I think there's either 3 or 4 episodes. I'm a couple episodes in. It is cool hearing about these guys and how they were, I don't know, just crazy fucks from Miami and like taking all this money and laundering into professional speedboating, like race company and shit. And that's how they got caught, because they got seen on TV for that shit.
It's always something like you got to go unseen, man. You can't be in the. See, remember Frank Lucas?
Yeah,
up being seen at that boxing match, man. You can't be at
right in front of the mob. They're like, "Who the fuck is this guy sitting in front of the
wearing mob? A fucking fur coat, wearing a chinchilla?" Him and his wife.
Yeah,
he didn't like that purchase neither, huh? When he was looking at himself in the mirror.
Well, he liked it in the beginning. I mean, he felt hella luxurious. He was feeling himself.
Yeah, but I'm just saying though, like as the wife, you know what I mean? It was the wife's call.
Yeah, so he was feeling himself. He was going for it, but. Yeah, right after that, throw that shit in the fireplace. Knew this shit was a bad idea from the start. Mm-hmm. Oh, man. And shout out to, what is this? Arn, I don't know, Arn something. Arn something 1990. What up? First time chatter on Twitch. Do I start Dak this week or pick up Russell Wilson, Heineke, or Derek Carr? Yeah, I mean, we're talking about how. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm crazy. I'm actually trying to think about between Dak and Russ myself in a super flex, and I'm kind of leaning Russ, bro, just because like Buffalo's giving it up. They're coming off a bye week where they looked like decent the 2 weeks prior to the bye week. And like Buffalo's been looking shitty on the other side. And then like, man, just look at Dallas. Every time they play these shitty teams, they mollywop the fuck out of them. And it doesn't equate to their offense like generating fantasy production for real. It's like, just because like, especially with this defense, but the defense might score twice in this motherfucker, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
So I think as of right now, I'm saying Dak just because like I'm assuming that if they win and they're up, it's going to be because of Dak. So I will lean on Dak.
I like your version. Just saying. That's why I'm.
Oh yeah, I mean we've talked about this all week. Like I mean Pollard, like Hell on Earth is about like a Pollard, like this weekend.
Like it might.
So he said like hopefully if they're up, it's because of him. I mean hopefully it's Dak throwing it to him versus anything else.
Yeah, because I mean it was Danny Dumbass week 1, but man, it was like that first possession that the Giants had. Boom, pick 6 to the house. You know what I mean?
Crispy. Look at Crispy. He said it's funny how I've said several things in here this morning, and the only thing that's got me attention was the back child support comment. Where he said I've got some back child support for you guys. I didn't even read it out, like, but I pulled it up.
Hey, listen,
because I think it was.
Dad? Oh, you don't like being neglected, Dad?
Daddy wasn't there to take me to the fair. Hey, we got Peacock in the house.
Yeah.
Buenos dias.
Buenos dias, mi amigo.
You guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yep, you're good.
All right, cool. Awesome, man.
You got the new audio thing over there?
I do got the new audio thing going on. I got the condenser microphone that I stole from my job because I'm a videographer. And I was like, hey, you know what? I can use this. And then they just had like an extra like M-track solo audio deal, like just laying around the office. I was like, I'm going to take this home.
Yeah. I mean, that's not stealing. I mean, you deserve that. They're not using it. Like you're putting,
exactly.
You're putting a lot.
Hey, you know what, bro? Listen, if anyone says anything, you just give me the name. I'll take care of it.
Yeah, I've been working there for, like a decade. I mean, I deserve a few perks, here and there.
Yeah,
it's probably a couple generations old to them to where they're not going to use it anyways.
Dude, they buy stuff and they're like, this doesn't work. Why don't you return it? And I'm like, sure. And then like I'll just take like the webcam I have. What else? This microphone. I was like, oh, these don't work anymore. And they're like, just get rid of it. We'll order some other ones. And I just put it in my truck.
Hey, Kelly, just hang out for 2 seconds. Here we go. He said, I think Drake is going to have a good game with Taylor at QB. I mean, it's a decent matchup, that's for sure. And then would you start Madison or London in the flex? Yeah, I'd be rocking Madison. I mean, London.
Yeah, I'll play London.
London's a full go with Heineke there, right? Yeah, cool.
Yeah, and
because he was on the injury report at some point this week, right? London.
Yeah, he missed the game last week. So, and this will be his first game with Heineke.
Yeah, right? I think it was like Wednesday. He was limited, but yeah, he was a full go on Friday.
Full go.
Yeah, gotcha. And what is it called? Arizona, they're like bottom 5 in like, splash plays down the field, like 20+ yard receptions and shit. Like, let's go. You know what I mean?
Emil, it's not stealing if no one knows about it, right?
Totally correct.
What microphone?
Pretty sure.
Not even a microphone, right? What'd you say? It's the condenser?
Oh, no, it's a condenser microphone. Yeah.
Condenser. Oh, the whole microphone.
Yeah, see, it's connected. It's like one of those auxiliary ones with the 3 prongs that goes into the.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, I was pulling the microphone away.
XLR.
Yeah, XLR, exactly. So those are the ones I use for work, and I have like a 4 cable pronged one, and I take 4 and I send them out to everybody who's in the meeting or whatever, and then I set up my HD, Panasonic, commercial grade camera at the other end of the table and do my deal.
What's the brand? That's the microphone. You said it's an M Audio.
This one's M Audio.
Yeah, that's a great brand.
Yeah, this one's an M-Track Solo. So I priced it out. This one's only like $50. It's not like the state-of-the-art one.
One of my cousins, she's like, on my mom's side, there's 14 of them. So like, and they range from like, they're like the youngest and the oldest is like 35 years apart. So it's insane, right? But like, so I got cousins, like first cousins that are like in their 50s. You know what I mean? But so one of them, my cousin Maribel, right? She's married to this crazy Canadian dude. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He's been this white dude. It's funny because he always goes, I'm an immigrant like you guys. I had to come into this country illegally.
The invisible immigrant, which is the Canadian. Pam
exactly,
Anderson,
right?
Ryan Reynolds, Nickelback, Stone 41, Avril Lavigne. So, I mean, I could just keep going.
He's a CFO for M, like a like one of the M Audio's companies. So one day, so early.
I mean, hey, isn't Nelly an immigrant at that point then too?
Yeah. I mean,
I mean, if you're born in Canada and you come to the United States, I mean, doesn't that make you an immigrant?
I forgot. I thought you were talking about Nelly, like the rapper. I was like, oh, for real?
He's from St. Louis. Boom, batter up.
This microphone is a Sony. Like this one's super expensive. The condenser one that's plugged in here, and it's like these are the ones I use. We have like 12 to 14 of these at the office because I just have extra equipment, just in case things mess up. But this is the one I'm using, and like it's commercial grade. Like you can run the wire underneath the shirt and clip it on somebody's, collar or whatever you need to do.
Nice.
Yeah, so like
ones also, but I don't trust those because somebody could like take off and then they run on battery. Hey, what up, Emil? And then like one time in particular, I heard a story where like they didn't turn off the microphone and they went to the bathroom, and the videographer and everything could hear everything that was going on in the bathroom. So I was like, no, we're not going to use those wireless ones. What if somebody leaves with it, right? And I don't get it back also as another.
That happened on, there's an episode of Entourage where the guy was, Johnny Drama was super nervous. He had his mic on and everything. And Turtle told him, one way you get rid of nerves, just handle some biz right before, get rid of the stress. And he was so nervous about this 3-minute walk and talk monologue that he had to do. And
did he do that in the bathroom? He goes to the bathroom to do that at the place?
Well, so he had a trailer. So he goes into his trailer and he leaves the mic on. And they're like banging on his trailer. Like, what's going on? Like, what the hell is he doing in there? And the sound guy who's listening, he's like, I know what he's doing in there. Come listen to this.
The sound guy knows all kind of sounds. He's like, I know what that is.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So my cousin's husband, right? This is probably when I was like 21-ish, right? He goes, hey, you make music, right? Because I had my studio already and shit like that. He's like, you want a job? And I'm like, sure. Like, he's telling me how much it pays. I was like, fuck yeah, what would I do? And he's like, you would just be a tester. So like, I worked. It was a temporary gig, right? Because there was hell of these fools. Like they just came and went, and then they would bring in new batches because you go in there and just try the products. So it's like I'm at this M Audio facility, right? Or it's like a building. And then when I walk into like the little test area where they have all the products and shit, it's all black fools and minorities that, you know what I mean? Like rappers and shit. Yeah, we're just fucking with everything. All the M Audio, all the products. It was hella tight. I was like, this is sick. And then after a month, they was like, boom, they brought in a whole nother batch of motherfuckers, man.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was really tight. I met a couple people there too. Like, you know what I mean? Like, made a couple connections there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it was but yeah, they were like, okay, we need to get the urban motherfuckers in here that make because that's the target market. All the fools that have the home studios and the, you know what I mean?
Yeah, this one has a second input. So like if somebody was here, well, it's a line input, so I guess it's like for a guitar or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I mean, you could turn that input into anything basically.
Yeah, if you get an adapter.
Yeah, you could be able to. I mean, you should be able to hook another microphone into that, like theoretically, right? I don't know what it looks like that.
Yeah, for sure. Trust me, that's what I do all day. Like that's my job. Like I get somewhere to like a location, and they're like, "Okay, like, can you hook this up and whatever?" Like, see, I was like, "All right, what do you have?" Right, basically. And so I'll set things up to like the screen that's already there, and then they usually have some awesome like tech that like it'll track people when they move and stuff like that. They use that for their Zoom meetings or whatever.
Oh, that's tight.
So yeah, so then I just hook up the meetings through that, and I take my laptop, right, and I patch the attorneys through, because attorneys are usually like old and don't know what the hell's going on, don't know how to do any of this shit. They just have it like installed at their places. So
are you at the lawyer's place? Like is a video?
He's at the building.
So yeah, like my office is like 3 blocks from the courthouse, right? Just in case we got to run over there and do anything. But typically, like we're independent. We just do legal, like what's it called? I forgot. Litigation support, basically. So we just help. We help out. Like somebody will call. somebody will call and be like, hey, we have a deposition that needs to take place, but we need to serve this witness. So we have process servers. I'm a notary. So stuff like that, right? So
you got your own stamp?
Yeah, I got my own stamp. It's good to like 2020.
Like, wait, you're a servant? Like you serve people? No, a process server.
Yeah, from what Pineapple Express. Yeah, well, like my boss does that stuff, but he doesn't like dress up and fake it. He just kind of hangs out regular street clothes, and he's like, hey, so and so, and they're like, yeah, and then he's like, here you go, and then he just takes off. You've been served.
He starts doing a dance move. You've been served.
Gotcha.
So we do that, but lawyers will call in and they'll be like, hey, we need a court reporter and a videographer, and the court reporters are the stenographers that type everything down in shorthand electronically or whatever. Yeah. So anyways, I schedule all that stuff up. I'll go set it up. And then I even have guys who are like, I'm going to show exhibits on my computer.
Stenographer is the guy that sits there and types everything that's being said?
For sure. Word for word.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's why it's important that people speak one at a time. They speak slowly and stuff like that, just so everything gets clearly taken down on the record. But yeah, it's like a whole legal proceeding. So when I tell you guys I'm doing a video job, that's what I'm doing. I'm sitting there listening to somebody's lawsuit. Doing stuff for the attorney, but I have a specific attorney who flies in all the time, and he always like requests my work because he has deposition exhibits and videos that he wants to play live for the witness at the deposition. And this is outside of a court proceeding, right? It could be used later in court.
Yeah.
So he'll be like, hey, pull it up.
Other cases, yeah.
Yeah, he'll be like, pull it up, and then I have this commercial switcher basically with all these inputs, and I'm like live switching on the scene, so you can see like picture in picture what the attorney's pointing at on his computer, and then the witness is up in the corner, and that way when you play it to the jury later at trial, they see all that in one shot.
Yeah, because you've recorded all that simultaneously. Yeah. Okay, how about this? Do you guys use like TriCaster, that program? Do they?
I don't necessarily have to use it because I'm already live switching, so it's recording that final product for me while I'm doing it. So I don't, and then I'm not broadcasting it.
Program? What program is that?
It's actually it's called a Roland live switcher. And so what happens is
hold on. So you guys are using M audio shit, and now you got a Roland, the Roland program?
Yeah. So I'm using that, and it has like a lever and it has buttons, so I can go picture in picture, split screen.
Damn, I'm trying to remember the name of the company that makes it.
It's like what Hustler's doing here.
Keyboards were the shit, bro. They wrote Roland hardware in general when it comes to audio, the AV shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's like doing what we're doing here, basically like 3 screens and showing stuff and sharing and having stuff pull up, right? But I'm doing this live. Like if you were, I go to the location, I'm shooting a person, a witness who doesn't have any idea. They're just being interviewed, right? They're sitting there answering the questions. And then I'm pulling up the documents on the screen. And this is what I send to the attorney for the final product.
Yeah. So you pull up the lawyer's asking the questions. Like, so,
well, they don't like to be on the screen, but I could do that if they wanted.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So it is a demo. So you could just get the list
just the witness
questions.
So I'll pull up Deshaun Watson, right? And then we'll pull up like pictures of like the lady will be pointing like this is where he touched me, and that'll be on the screen, stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry for that example.
No, like you definitely explained it like better in that analogy.
So I do stuff like that all the time, which is cool. Like let's say Tony Busby calls me and hires me, and he's like, we have Deshaun Watson's deposition this Friday. I'm going to have some videos that we're going to play, some audio that I want to be pulled up, or previous deposition to be played alongside. And I want that real big so the jury sees our witness or our client. But then I want picture in picture up in the corner. I want Deshaun Watson's face as well, and his expression and his reactions. So then he'll point to me. I'll play the video, put Deshaun Watson up in the corner.
That's a lot of that is key, man. A lot of that is key, right? Their facial expressions and the reactions of what's going on.
Oh, for sure. If somebody stands up, gets pissed off, like, I'm not doing this. I got to follow them with my camera and shit.
We're going mobile.
Last week. That happened last week.
Mobile just in case, huh?
Yeah, and I've done, whatchamacallit? Like crash investigations and stuff like that. So I'll go on site and I'll be like video recording, like wreckage and like material, and be like, we'll take a path, and like this is the where they went with a vehicle when they were crossing, like what was it one time? It was like a bunch of coyotes, which are like people who move illegal aliens across the border or whatever. So we went on a ranch where they were exactly. So we went on a ranch where they were like trespassing, and we followed the path that they took to find out like what how they were doing it or whatever. We recorded that. which is pretty cool.
And they had to get an authentic Mexican. They're like, okay, I got the job. You're perfect for this one.
Well, the ranch is maybe like an hour from my my city or wherever my base.
That's pretty cool though, because then obviously they're paying for your way, right? Like,
oh yeah, they pay for everything.
Yeah.
We'll draw up a little contract real fast, or we'll just give them an estimate, and then we'll be like, yeah, we'll go do it.
Yeah.
And usually we don't charge too much. Just depends, right? It's all on my boss, but he doesn't know. He's an older guy. He doesn't really know everything. Like he hired me to just kind of like figure stuff out, and he's like, if we need new equipment, order it, and like update. I need to update my stuff pretty soon, actually.
Do they call you Miles or do they call you Peacock?
No, they call me Miles.
Okay.
Yeah, they call me Miles. Nobody calls me Peacock in the professional field, I feel.
You know what's crazy?
Peacock, maybe.
If I didn't know you as Peacock, you are such a Miles. You are so a Miles.
That's hilarious. Let's see what's up with the questions here in the chat. I stepped away for a second, I think. Let's see. Oh, yeah, we saw this from Kidda. He said back when baggy pants were in style, swiping shit was easy.
Fuck yeah, it was, man.
Yeah, you can fit a whole skateboard in your Jinko jeans, bro. Emil's asking, Howell, Deshaun Watson, or Russ? I'll probably go Howell. Or who's Russ playing this week?
He's playing Buffalo. I'm kind of leaning.
I'll never know.
I mean, I think like Russ is like one of the better streaming options this week. Someone who's been stable, it has been Howell. And then Watson, like, I mean, it's a tough matchup. You know what I mean?
Right. Who are they playing?
I would go. I'm slightly going Sam the Wolf over Russ, but that's just because I love the Wolf. Like the matchup here out of the three to exploit is the Buffalo one. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What's up with Buffalo? They're not as great as they.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy when like you have a reputation for being a certain way, and then like so it's a real shocker when they're not, when their reputation doesn't supersede them, or what's the saying?
Precedes them?
Reputation.
Yeah, reputation precedes them. Yeah, like it doesn't right now, right? Like, you know, on defense they lost a bunch of key players, and this has kind of been their story the last couple seasons. Like they don't get to the playoffs intact. And like, you know, we're like mid-season and they're already all beat up. Like they're in December form already.
Yeah. Deshaun Watson has a win over them when he did that spinneroonie.
Yep. I mean, it also helps. It also helps when Josh Allen the Stallion just laterals it for no reason. Remember that?
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
It was like, yo, this is not even in hurry up, and then yeah, hell of times.
He just threw the ball away like, here, let me fumble it on purpose. Wait a minute.
And I was already rocking with you back then, Peacock. And if you remember, it was like I used to refer to him as like, you know, the white Cam Newton, like just.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like and really dumb. I used to be like, he's hella dumb, but he's awesome. You know, he's the guy. Like I remember I found a story, and it was like alleged, but like still was good enough for me. But like he got stuck in a revolving door, like on the way to the combine. And I was like, see, that's what I'm saying, bro.
No way that happened. Well, maybe
it was alleged.
I've seen some revolving doors like in big cities, like in movies, where it's like, come on, dude, that thing's huge. How does it even move? It looks heavy.
I mean, in most like out the revolving doors I see out here, they're big and they're automatic. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Like it's like a lot of the hospitals have
like it'll sense you and it'll start moving like once you're in it.
Yeah, it's like it's not a small little thing. It's a big old like room size circular thing.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Okay, gotcha.
It's like a glass wall that you can see the other side, and that shit just it rotates. You know what I mean?
Not like the one at the zoo that's made of like spikes. Have you seen those?
Oh yeah, you get stuck on that wrong side. Like, oh. Tell them about me.
Those are for the animals, just in case.
I mean, yeah, but you can't go in reverse on those, right? So
yeah, you can't go in reverse. That's why. That's what I was talking about. Because they do like a gear kind of mechanism thing. Oh, this guy's running in the rain. He's like 80 years old and it's raining outside and he's running.
I mean,
dedicated.
They say like the cold and all that shit. Fucking, it's supposed to like I don't know. I don't have money so like that, so I can't fuck with like the cryogenic shit. But like, you know,
I've done that before. Just once. I tried it once. I just tried it once.
Is it invigorating?
It's fucking cold. But yeah, I guess so. I mean, everything's gonna, your heart rate's gonna go up, everything's gonna like retract and get super, you're gonna feel like firm, tight. But yeah, like let's say you're really sore as well, like I guess because the way the blood, it gets the blood moving, pumping and stuff.
All
like
the capillaries.
Yeah, I guess you kind of pump out a lot of the lactic acid, like all on its own, without having to do stuff, like, you know, instead of physically moving. Like
that's what happens when you would work out.
Yeah, exactly. Or to stretch or whatever. Yeah, run. I know after football games we would we'd lift weights and then run the next day. Like, but we wouldn't lift heavy. We'd lift super light in circuits and then we'd go run it off. Pump out all the lactic acid, the coaches would say.
Yeah, weight training.
I don't know how true that is.
I remember I did weight training and it was like, yeah, it was like they would just have me on the bar with with 230s.
Yeah.
Like this is you. This is where you live. I'm like, oh.
When I used to train folks, I used to just tell them load up one barbell and we're gonna do like 5 different lifts and we're gonna do like 3 reps of each. So it's like 50. It's a 15 lift complex, but you're doing 5 different movements. Like you'll do a deadlift and then you'll do a hand clean and then you'll do like a push press and then you'll do a front squat and a back squat. You do 3 reps of each. Then you put the barbell down. And then whatever they can lift, right, we'll do it at their appropriate weight. And that's how you make and you do 5 rounds of that for time.
And that's how you're supposed to. Yeah, I was watching. I've been going down a rabbit hole on a lot of wrestling biographies and shit because A&E started coming out with cool ones.
The Dark Side of the Ring stuff, those are the best ones, man.
Yeah, I like those a lot too. I'm a big fan of those.
Yeah.
And because those ones are, you know, they're not afraid to highlight like the shitty aspects of things, right? Like these ones are all like the A&E ones. They're legit, but like you could tell they like, okay, like they'll talk like with Shawn Michaels. They're like, yeah, he was really addicted to blow and pills, but like, you know, and then he'll just reference it here and there. They don't really talk about like the super dark phase that he was in. It'd be Triple H. Yeah, he'd be slurring his words and you know what I mean? I'm like, oh shit, he was really fucked up like that. Like I didn't even know. Like, you know what I mean? But yeah, anyways. So one of the ones that really, I was watching the Undertaker's joint, and he said he was like 6'8", 230, like as a freshman in college. You know what I mean? But he's like 6'8", that's like walking stick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then so he said like, you know, old school shit where you're just eating and lifting weights. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He said by the time he got to his sophomore year, he was like 280. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was all beans and tortillas, like just to try to gain weight. Like every summer when training, like after practice, like I would finish hitting the weight room, and my grandma, she lived in the apartment, like in the very back of our property, and I'd go to walk into her house, and she'd have already waiting for me, like a big old bowl of like, you know, ranchero beans with like jalapenos in it, real spicy, badass blend, and then just a stack of flour tortillas like that on top. And that's what I would eat after practice.
I'm a big flour tortilla guy.
Did y'all see those pictures I sent from that taco place last night? That place was good. That place was banging.
Yeah, what was it like? Was it just taco like plates, or like you just pick like I want one of these, one of those? Like what was it like?
Yeah. You could pick like, well, they had a special. So the 2 shrimp tacos that were separate, not on the one plate, but they were separate that I sent you. Those were, I think, 2 for like $10 or whatever. But they were a good size. They were pretty big. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they were full. Like I would take a bite and stuff was falling out of the ends.
Yeah, hell yeah.
My fingers were all like, yeah. Anyways, it was great. It was great. So they had 3 different salsas, and then like the green one, it was like a tomatillo, looked like nothing. But the guy warned me. He's like, that's the hottest one. And then he's like, and then this one over here had like cabbage, and it was like a little more mild, but he said it was hot because it had habanero. And then the other one was like nothing. And I was like, I'll take the green tomatillo one, right? And I put it in the first taco, and dude, I was like sweating, and I was like,
I mean,
water. I was like, he was not kidding.
The green joints are my one too, bro. I'm always going in for the green joints.
You know, it's a great place when you walk in though, and like they just like they talk to you just straight up in Spanish. Like they can barely speak English, so we're like, all right, cool. we're in the right place. Good spot. Yeah. But it was real clean, real nice in there. They had a great bar. I don't know if you saw the picture of the bar. The drink specials there look nice. People were there on dates. It was like an upscale taco place a little bit.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was new because usually we do the taco trucks, the street taco stuff, like the vendors around here, kind of food trucks, or there's a little park just down the street that has a bunch of food trucks. Yeah, those are great. You know, my father-in-law, like he'll drive 30 minutes to come visit us just to go hit that food truck that's down the street. So, but this place was
I'm
new.
the same
My
way.
wife was like, "Let's go
I'll
check
find
it out."
excuses to go play. I'll find excuses to go places when there's somewhere like you know what I mean, like I remember I used to always like find excuses to go out to Palo Alto because they had a Shake Shack over there. I was like, you know what I mean, and like and then I realized Shake Shack's cool because then once I had one near, I had it all the time. I'm like, yeah, I don't really like I don't mind paying because it's a grip when you go to like a Shake Shack, right? That shit's not cheap.
Hell no.
Spent like $100 every time. Like, what the fuck?
We spent. It was just us two. We didn't order any drinks because we just drank the water that was there, right?
Yeah.
We got the food. We shared the shrimp pozole, which was the big, the big bowl that was there in the middle, and then we had four different orders of tacos. And
Marco said, "Great, you guys are making me hungry talking about food, and I can't get tacos nearby."
Sorry,
there's no tacos in Germany. No one, man, you should just open a taco.
I bet you'll bang.
Killing it.
Hell yeah! I mean,
so all that was $60. All of that was $60. I was like, but it was good. It was worth it. It was good. Normally I'm spending $20.
I have no idea what kind of players I would package to get Hill. I mean, I'm not even sure who's on your team.
Tyreek Hill?
Yeah, but
top tier. You at least got to take one top tier player. And
this person also needs a reason to trade Tyreek Hill. Like at this point of the season, like does this person even need?
Oh
to
yeah,
trade
like does that person need a win? Like, are they losing in spite of having Tyreek Hill? Because then you could look at what they need. Maybe they had Tyreek Hill and all the injured players. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You nailed it. You got to diagnose the reason why this person would even trade Tyreek Hill. Then you give them what they need. Take Tyreek Hill.
Give it to me, baby.
Mm-hmm. Crispy must be really fucked up right now. He said, Kush Mint, it tastes like Lindsay Lohan's bonus hole dipped in honey.
He likes some redheads.
Oh man. And the Viking Queen said taco talk again. So I'm gonna have to get some bomb tacos from my favorite taco truck. Said legit the best Mexican in the whole town. Nice.
There you go.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like the taco. Listen, we are far removed from like the days of the roach coach stigma, right?
Oh yeah.
Taco truck. I mean, just food trucks in general are that shit, bro.
Yeah, and I was gonna say almost every town has one because Mexicans are all over the place now. They're like migrated.
I mean, who do you think's cooking all the food back there? Everywhere? I'll take you to the finest Chinese restaurants in the Bay, and it's all Mexicans cooking it. You know what I mean?
Chino Latino Chinese restaurants are my favorite, bro. They're the best because they have like a slightly like the rice is like a little different. You're like, hey, what is this? That's a little more, I don't know.
I always feel like I always feel ashamed, even though I'm not Mexican, because when I walk into like the authentic like taquerias, they start, hey, mijo, and they start talking to me in Spanish. Oh no, no hable. And then they feel all disappointed in me. I'm like, listen, I'm Chino. They're like, oh, he's Americanized. I just want some tacos. Now I have to be shamed.
No, dude,
then they start talking in Spanish, and I just assume they're talking about me. Like, oh, great. Now they know I can't. They think I'm a Mexican. They can't speak.
That's funny, dude, because I was real blitz yesterday when we went to the place, and like my tongue was just tied, like I couldn't really talk, so I had to let my wife order everything, and I felt like that. You know what I mean? I was just sitting there, and I was like, I don't know, you order right now.
They're like, she has a white dude.
Yeah. That's what it looked like, dude.
They're like, the white guys get all the good ones.
Oh,
hey, that's how it is in the Bay, bro. You see all the bad Asians, they're with like a white dude. Well, I guess it depends where you go. If you go to Oakland, they're all with the black dudes. Frisco too. Frisco's wild, bro. Frisco's like
they're all with other girls. They're with other girls in Frisco.
Yeah, you might go to listen, man, you walk down the wrong street and the girls, like the girls got Adam's apples, you know what I mean? Like
yeah, dude, I went down the wrong street in Frisco and I walked into a bathroom at a dive bar and I was like, what is going on?
They have the men, women, and shared. Like a lot of them have the shared bathroom.
No, dude, it was just like they were all shared. It was like all three of them just opened, like they knocked down the walls and said, here, all three of them just kind of open up. I was like, what's going on in here? I didn't want to look to the side when I was standing in the stall.
Oh man. So Davlin said he's the one who has Hill, and he said he's willing to trade him for a haul. Well, what's your record first?
Yeah.
What I'm doing is this is how I would categorize my attack, right? Is I would go, okay, I want St. Brown. Who has St. Brown? Right? If I'm gonna get off Hill, I need to step down to someone who I feel real confident in, because I think I can get St. Brown plus, right? Maybe St. Brown plus like 2 startable players or 2 solid players and a shitty one, or you know what I mean, a shitty startable one. You know what I mean? Like you gotta start there, right? Jamar Chase, maybe. You know, Jamar, he doesn't have a bye week no more, and he has a little backy out of me right now. Maybe okay, I can get Jamar Chase and a haul. You know, just get creative.
Yeah. I traded Hill away in the offseason. I don't remember what I got back. I know it was Christian Kirk, Terry McLaurin, somebody else in a pick. I just can't remember who the other person is.
I tried to buy Hill everywhere in Dynasty before the year started. I was able to get 1 share of him, but it came via moving my 3rd QB. You know what I mean? Because it was a super flex dude had no QBs. I was like, okay, give me goddamn Tyreek. I'll give you I gave him the Brock Lance combo before like the Lance trade happened. Because it was just like, okay, here's secure job, quote unquote, right?
You have the quarterback for this team, basically.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, hey, it was my man Lee, and he goes, well, do you have Sam Darnold too? I'm like, no, I don't have Sam Darnold.
Give it all, man. Give it all.
No, I didn't have him though.
No, I know. Yeah.
Like, we're doing this trade, Lee. You need QB. I need Tyreek.
The weather's so gloomy. It's gonna be like that all week.
What's today's date? Is today 11/11?
Yes, it is. It's Veterans Day. Happy Veterans Day, everybody out there, everyone who served. Not worldwide, I guess. Is it just?
I think it's the American Day.
Worldwide.
The USA version of it is.
I don't know. I guess it would just be USA, right?
I don't know. I guess that's a good question, actually. I don't know. And like, you know, what's crazy too is like,
no, I think it's just American.
I found a lot of my boys that like went to the war and shit. I don't really like it when you call them and be like, "Hey, Happy Veterans Day, man." It's like, yeah. I don't know. At least my boys here.
No, trust me, none of those guys like it. Yeah, dude, none of those guys like it except for my one dude friend who's in a different branch. Yeah, no, but I was gonna say like my friends who were in the Marines and they're in the Army or whatever don't really like it, but like my buddy in the Coast Guard's like, yeah, tell me Happy Veterans Day. Like, I'm a veteran too. Everybody forgets about me because he was in the Coast Guard.
It's like a dentist. I'm a doctor too. No, I totally get it.
And Davlin said, I'm making the playoffs, top 3 teams. You have no reason to trade Tyreek.
Yeah, just stick with Tyreek. He's the guy who can win you a week.
Unless you're getting like CMC, Amon Ra, or AJ Brown, or like multiple guys like that.
Start with AJ Brown plus. There you go. But it's like, I feel like, why are you doing this? I feel like if you were doing this, if you needed to plug someone in this week, and they might as well get a haul with it, right? Like,
yeah. I'm just not even doing that. Top 3 team. I'm not trading Tyreek.
You know what's crazy? They were saying St. Brown. They're saying he had blisters on his hands, feet, and mouth. And last week, and I'm like, what? He had hand, foot, and mouth? That's like highly contagious.
Who?
The St. Brown. Like, remember they were saying he was ill last week.
For real?
Yeah, but they didn't say he had hand, foot, and mouth. But when they described it, like he had blisters on his hands, feet, and mouth. I'm like, he had hand, foot, and mouth. That's like highly contagious. I mean, it's like that's like daycare shit. That shit goes around in daycare. It's like, whoa. Yeah, my oldest had that shit when she was like 5, and then my girl got it, and I was like, stay away from me. That was like that shit you have to quarantine for real. Like, you know what I mean?
I thought I heard something. My fucking dog just opened the door and came in here.
What's the dog's name?
Gunner.
Gunner, nice.
It was Taco, but the kids changed it after like 3 days.
I found it was funny because I was watching that Mick Foley documentary, and then like, you know, he's doing like his meet and greets on his one-man shows, and then like somebody's like, hey, they're like, hey, we this is my dog, Mick Foley. We named our dog after you. He's like, oh, great. And then the next couple comes up and it's like, they're like, hey, you're ordained, right? And then he's like, yeah. And he's like, can you marry us? And he's like, and here's the date. It's in Florida. And he's like, well, I can't say no with the A&E cameras on. Like, you know what I mean? But I'm like, yeah, Mick Foley's awesome. Could you imagine that Mick Foley marries you? That's fucking tight.
That'd be wild.
Go make me some coffee,
right now.
Wild. Go make me some coffee. Man, I wish he was smart like that. Go make me some coffee.
Hey, bro, make me some huevos rancheros, dog.
No, dude, he got neutered, so he has like a whatchamacallit. Let's see if you can see him. He has that collar thing on his.
Yeah, the cone thing.
He's laying down. You can't see him. Yeah, well, we have a cone that's just big, right? But it kind of started getting in the way. He was running into everything. So we got one that's like inflatable, and it's just like a neck pillow almost when you fly on an airplane. Yeah, but he's still bumping in and shit. But it's a little more comfortable. You can like lay down and just, he just lays down. He has a pillow already. It's pretty cool.
Was he trying to fight it, like trying to remove the thing at first?
Yeah, at first. Yeah, he was doing like a Bronco thing, like trying to get it off and shit, turning in circles. It's funny. And yeah, he couldn't get it off.
It out.
Yeah.
It's the doggy dog world.
He has a couple more days. Like, I thought it was just going to be like, 4 days, right? And they're like, it's going to be about 14 days. I was like, what? 2 weeks with a cone? Poor dude.
All my dogs that were males, I just referred to them as son of a bitch. Son bitch. Come here, son bitch. Come through. That was just their names. They had names.
I can't have my kids running around saying that.
Yeah. I mean, but they would be analytically correct by definition.
Quincy said, what up, fellas? He said, starting Tank Dell, Debo. He needs 2 flexes. Out of Douglas, Dalton Schultz, and Noah Brown. Damn.
Dalton Schultz and Brown.
I would go Schultz. What's up? I like Pop Douglas over Noah Brown.
Is Douglas playing out wide? Because then it's like I feel like I don't want to play whoever's in the slot. Like, I mean, I'm playing Juju in a deep league. Because Kenny Moore is actually a bad motherfucker.
So, yeah, well, you got to start Dell and Debo. That's what he said, right? So then just flex.
Playing all the sections. Fuck it.
Live and die. Be a shootout. I'll go with. I mean, I'm with that over there. It's like
fuck it. One of them's got to go off, right?
It's me, DeMario.
And Marco said Carnival season started here today at 11 a.m.
Cool.
Is that Carnival?
Yeah, but it's like their version of it. So do they go out dressed up in the feather things and stuff?
I don't even know how that works over there in Germany.
I'm pulling it up right now to see.
I want to go to Rio one day, and then I saw that movie, fucking City of God, and I was like, "Is it like that?"
It almost looks like German Halloween.
My cousin, shout out to my cousin Mel. She's my same year. She's only like 2 months older than me though. But like she's like does like humanitarian work. You know what I mean? And she was assigned to Rio, and the organization she was working with, they were working against like human trafficking. And one of the people that she was working with got kidnapped, bruh.
Oh shit.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Dude.
Yeah,
that's
so
crazy.
She went home. She was like, fuck that. Yeah,
my wife's always scared because she's little. She has like a keychain. She's like, I have like this, I can punch somebody with it, and it's like a little mace because she's just, she's always driving around by herself for work and doing things. She's just scared she'll get picked up.
But get this, it was a dude that got kidnapped too.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, just motherfuckers that, you know what I mean? They knew they weren't locals and they're working for this organization. You know what I mean?
So here's what the Carnival is. It's a very old tradition in Germany, which was originally celebrated to scare away the winter spirits.
Nice.
After many months of frost, the old Germans were tired of winter. Spook the winter spirits. The people wore scary masks. They also sang and danced into the streets, welcoming spring.
Yes, that's badass.
That's pretty cool. I never knew that. So this is not Rio at all.
No, it's Germany.
Marco said it's like USA. Marco. It's a Halloween in USA. Yeah, that's cool, man.
Okay. Well, I mean,
tell us about Krampus when we get to Christmas time, Marco.
Well, because Carnival is the big old thing in Rio too. That's why I thought I was like, is their version of it?
So this one's spelled different. It's spelled with a K.
Yeah, the Carnival in Rio is like super parades and like ass cheeks and stuff.
Yep.
And it looks like this one's super parades too. I didn't see any ass cheeks, but it looks like most people are dressed in some kind of costume is what it was.
That's cool.
Right.
I got to go to Germany for that. I was there in the summer one year, not in this time.
And it's crazy, and it starts 11:11 at 11:11 a.m. That's pretty cool.
Cuatro palos is what I call that. The 4 sticks.
Yeah.
What do you think that means, Bogey? Like, I mean, you know, like literally now
I'm obsessed
the date
with,
and the time.
I'm obsessed with the 11:11 shit, and this one document. Like, I would just always see it, like just all my life. I would just look at the clock like around that time or something. You know what I mean? Always caught 11:11, and then I was watching this documentary called The Legend of Atlantis, and they were talking to they at one point they were getting into like chakras and shit, right? And how like at 11 it's called the 11:11 gateway, and then like even in current day, like, and this documentary is from like the 90s, so it was like this fucking, you know, those they're like the equivalent to like a yoga master, but like for meditation, like whatever that person is. But she's like
a Zen
master. Like a Zen person.
Yeah, the Zen master.
Yeah, she's like, it's the 11:11 gateway. And she's like, and all over the world, everyone meditates at 11:11, and they gather around the chakras of the world. And I was like, ugh.
The pathways are probably like aligned or something.
Maybe that's why like I was maybe tapping into feeling the frequency or something. I don't know. You know? So then like, and if anyone follows me, like you guys follow me on my Bogeygram, it's my private one. Like if you just scroll, you'll see like I have like hundreds of 11:11 posts. You know what I mean? And I used to I'd play one of my songs in the background, and I'd put like a famous Bogey quote. You know what I mean? Like
that was
you're a reflection
number in sports.
Yeah, like I'll put like you're a reflection of who you surround yourself with, or like you know, time is man's greatest commodity. You know what I mean? Or the time's a man's most valuable commodity. You know what I mean? Also the most wasted or some shit. Like, you know, I would always say something something, you know what I mean? And then people would ask me, yo, what's up with the 11:11 shit? And I just let them like think whatever, you know what I mean?
So what do you think about this? Davlin said you should always be rotating players, in my opinion. I moved on from CMC last offseason thinking Hill was a lucky winner at the deadline or offseason. I mean, ever since he traded CMC, he's only been like the clear-cut RB1, and it's not even close.
Yeah, and you know, it's to each his own. Like, listen, man, like you might have a sorry-ass league that you just are a juggernaut in, and you'll make it regardless. Like, you know what I mean? Or like you're in a challenging league, and you know, by hook or crook, you made it. Like, there's no like set way to get there. It's just get there. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? I mean, if he moved off of CMC and got a Tyreek Hill, I'm pretty sure like remove the names. It's not really too disappointed, but I'm not just doing stuff like that.
Yeah, because did you win last year after you moved off of CMC? Like, I mean that context always.
And like, and if it was right before the deadline, like, were you moving the Carolina CMC? Then he gets traded to the Niners, because that happened to a lot of people.
Yeah, for sure. Guess depends on when your trade deadline was, right?
Yeah.
And Marco says just another reason to get drunk. Yeah, I mean that's, you know, like, you know, in America, you know, when you celebrate St. Patrick's Day, I mean, you don't have to be Irish to partake in the getting drunk part.
Yeah, I used to love Puerto Rican Day Festival, right? Fucking St. Patty's, obviously. Cinco de Mayo, always yanking. You know what I mean? Like, this shit is just popping. But even when Chinese New Year come around, it's just popping, bro. You know what I mean? It's just popping, like everywhere. Like literally and figuratively. Like, you just hear explosions everywhere. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Just brrr, pop, 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 boom, boom, brrr, brrr. Hell of fucking firecrackers everywhere. Oh, okay. How about this?
So here goes Davlin. He said, yeah, I won the chip and traded CMC for Walker, a first, Flowers, Puka, and a second. And it was
Flowers. Flowers was drafted this year.
I know, yeah. So confused on that. So when did this happen? Was it in the offseason? Oh, he said in the offseason. Okay. And then and so yeah, okay. So either way, so CMC helped you in the championship last year. You moved on from him this offseason. Okay. He said I was thinking Hill for Keenan Allen, Rashad White in the first.
I would think that's whack.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get it. So look at this. Let's run this down. I'm gonna get
and
it.
see, and even then, when did you trade? When did you trade for Puka? Because Puka was nothing until week 1 of the actual season.
Yeah, I mean, listen, man. Let's go back to back. You know what I mean? Fuck it. But you know what I mean? But hey, listen, if you ask me my opinion on that trade, I'd rather have Tyreek Hill. Like, okay, break that down.
Well, I mean, look at the CMC versus everything else. Everyone else is young. Trading Keenan Allen, I
was just about to say that.
Hill like old. Like
Keenan Allen's not even secure next year on that team. Like this is his last year theoretically before they can move. Next year's a non-salary. I mean, what is it called? It's a dead cap. A low dead cap year. They can
Keenan's old.
He's old.
They're old.
And I'd rather Tyreek Hill is old, but he's not like this guy is a different cat, man.
Okay, and seeing now, he said he drafted Puka with the mid-second pick. But see, like all that doesn't matter. You don't know at the time when you're trading that's who you end up getting.
Yeah, but and bravo, you took the risk. You know what I mean?
If you win a chip this year and you traded away Tyreek Hill and CMC in the same year, I mean, that's a hat tip to you.
Yeah.
I would try to trade back for CMC and see if I can get CMC and Tyreek Hill on the same team. Maybe I'll send him back Ken Walker.
What about Monique?
I'll send him back Ken Walker, a couple picks. You know what I mean? I'll shoot him Nuka. I'll shoot him the Pooks. And a motherfucking.
And either way, your team has to be stacked if you're even willing to make trades like this. So, I mean, bravo to you for stacking your team. 12-team? Is it a 12-team league?
Man,
Monique said, should I stream Dobbs, Carr, or Geno this week?
Carr.
I'm going to say Geno.
Dobbs. Geno? Come on. Really?
Play Washington.
Geno, man, if he doesn't get it together this week, then he's droppable or super.
I said it reluctantly. I
can't trust Geno right now.
I'm just rolling Dobbs. I'm rocking Dobbs.
I'm not gonna argue it. He's gonna run around.
He will run. He'll give you a rushing floor. Carr could I don't know. Carr's decent, I guess.
Carr's bad against the bad matchups, and then he has two vultures by the name of Kamara and Taysom. Ooh, let's get a Taysom Hill passing touchdown to Kamara.
Yeah, that could happen.
That'd be cool. Why not Taysom Hill just pass it to himself and receive it in the end zone? That'd be amazing.
Oh, okay.
CJ Stroud did it, but he didn't catch it.
He throws it like a laser dart. Okay, they got Derek Carr out wide. Laser dart to Derek Carr. Bounces right off the face mask. Taysom Hill's room right there to catch the deflection. And then bulldozes his way in.
Yeah. Okay, and you have been you've been telling us about Puka, Davlin, but man,
he was on Puka.
What's crazy? I mean, ever since Cup came back, though, this is going to be. I mean, no matter what, that's going.
I think it's the
value's extremely dropped since then.
The
I traded away Puka for Bijan earlier in the year.
Like Stafford, he shreds. They shred when there's a team that doesn't have legit pass rush. And you know, what
I mean, even the teams without legit pass rush seems like they've been getting to him.
I mean, shit. Like they did. They got mollywopped the fuck out of the Rams, right? Dallas.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be cooled off. Come next week, it's going to be 5 weeks in a row. Where one of them's a bye week, but it doesn't matter. I'm just talking the time, and he's only had one good game within those 5 weeks. So, yeah, who knows? A lot of things could be happening with Puka, especially if you're a trading guy. Why wouldn't you trade off a Puka? I don't know. He's never going to be able to live up to that ceiling. I don't know if he ever will.
I worry about Puka. My main worry about Puka is is Stafford going to be there next year? You're hey, maybe Kirk Cousins reunites with Sean McVay for one more go ahead. I'm all right, yeah, Puka and all of them. Cup 2, fuck it. You know what I mean?
And Davlin, I'm not comparing Puka to Cup. I'm comparing Puka to everybody because he's had 3 single-digit games out of the last 4 games. So since week 6, he's only had 1 good game. That's what I'm saying. I
get what Davlin's doing though. Davlin, he finds a balance between being able to win a chip and then what he feels is secure for the future.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah,
He
Yeah,
said
and
it's a 14
Zeppelin.
teamer. He said it's a 14 teamer.
You see, with that said, I'm not just moving the big dogs like that, like a Tyreek, right? And to bring over something like volatile, like a Keenan Allen and a fucking Rashad White only. Like Rashad White, it's cool. He's on fire right now. 3 good games in a row, right? Like that's NBA Jam rules.
Because I guess I misread it because I thought you were talking about winning a chip last year while trading CMC last year. You won a chip last year and you had CMC. Now you're in a dynasty season. You're trading away CMC and Hill in the same.
Oh, he's traded for CMC.
No. He traded him away. And now he's talking about trading Hill away in the same season.
Like CMC on the Niners, I'll take the injury risk and the age. I'll take all that. Like Tyreek Hill with Mike McDaniels, like I'll take the age and all that. Like I just those are
because I'm sure CMC is outscoring Puka and Flowers like by himself like this year.
And you know, I promise you this. When I think of Flowers, I think of number 2 receiver. And one day they'll like next year they'll probably bring in someone a true number 1. Or maybe they bring in Higgins in free agency. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're gonna bring like Zay Flowers is a number 2 in the NFL. You know what I mean? Like yeah.
He's not there yet. He's had a couple good games, but you know, I'd say the future is bright, but Baltimore's still like I don't know. They're throwing a lot, but it's not. There's only a couple games where it's heavily concentrated to him.
You know what's crazy is like I think I figured it out. Baltimore every week they're going in with a specific plan of attack according to the defenses they're playing.
Yeah,
because it's been very there's been very sporadic. Who's the most consistent? Like Mark Andrews.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I mean, like Lamar hasn't even really been consistent. Like,
I mean, OBJ since it seems like he's been coming on at least the last couple games where they're feeding the ball more.
That's because it's the healthiest he's been too,
right?
And he's always going to be questionable. Yeah, he's always going to be questionable every week because he's a veteran. So it's like he's coming off of a back-to-back ACL. Like it's crazy.
And really, it hasn't even been the last couple games because week 8, he had 4 targets for 0. But you take that out, and then versus Detroit, 7 targets this past week, 7 targets. But still,
anytime somebody mentions Odell, I think of his crying face picture after the Super Bowl. Y'all remember that? He's like, I don't know, he's making the weirdest. I mean, he's crying, right? But still,
he's an ugly crier.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, ugly crying. Like
if you could hear it, he was doing like a.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like you can't hear him, but he sounds like.
Yeah, for sure.
He's so happy. The ugly cries.
Yeah, but said OBJ. He said OBJ is such a diva, demanded the ball when they're up 27 points in the 4th quarter. He's got to get his stats, man. He's got to get his stats. He's wide open still.
He's got incentives in his contract. Like, listen, bro.
That's fucked up, man.
That's true, though. Lamar's like,
up, dude.
Hey, you know what I like about Lamar is like he is cool though, right? Like, cause he's like kind of soft, he kind of soft spoken and shit. But I bet you in the huddle he be checking motherfuckers and shit. You know what I mean? Listen,
he's soft spoken, but he don't give a fuck about what you think. Probably that's what I'm thinking about him.
I mean,
like,
he got his mom as his agent. You know what I mean?
He's just like somebody will tell us to be like complaining or saying shit, and he's just like, whatever, motherfucker.
He stuck to his guns like shit, huh?
Yeah, man. So many people were talking so much shit like about him, and it was so early in the off season. And like now, what are they saying? Because his mom got that 1 to 3% or whatever it was, being his agent.
Yeah, that's badass.
Yeah,
and
a lot of money.
He stuck to his guns, got the contract he was looking for. It was really about idling by and waiting for Jalen Hurts, who was in line. Because you know what I'm saying, like, and that's what sucks when you have a first round, when you're a first rounder, right? Because it's like they're gonna milk that shit to the max. And he wasn't going to play under his 5th year, right? He's like, fuck that. You know what I mean? Give me my deal. As soon as Jalen Hurts got paid, he's like, yeah, I want that, but a little more.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And he deserves it. He already won the MVP.
Yeah, and I don't even think he got as much as Jalen Hurts. But I think on the guarantees are damn near the same. You know what I mean?
No, he got more than Jalen Hurts.
He got more than Jalen Hurts? Okay. So I had that right the first time. Okay.
Let me see. Hold on.
I don't remember the contract.
Because Jalen Hurts was a 2nd rounder, so he was due to get paid no matter what. You know what I mean? And like reset the market. Like I think that's why Lamar waited around that.
Oh, 5 years, 260, and 135 of it is guaranteed.
That's Lamar.
Yeah. Hurts doesn't even have 200 guaranteed.
Yeah, and then, but
I mean 200 total.
Yeah, and his guarantee's like 150, right? Or 140.
Oh yeah, actually it was just a couple bucks. Yeah, it's 255 for him.
Yeah.
And then but let's see, what's the guarantee?
His guarantees were more than Kyler. I remember. And Kyler was like 130 or something like that.
Yeah, 110 is his guarantee.
Wow, that's it. See, so Lamar did get the more couple bucks for sure.
Well, yeah, I mean higher in the total
capital.
overall, and then a lot higher on the guaranteed.
And even though he hasn't taken to the Super Bowl, MVP on the resume is definitely, you know what I mean? Because getting like look at Joe Burrow, just like getting he was gonna get paid. You know what I mean? So he waited around. He's like, I'm gonna get the most because I'm white and I took them to the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? And his is more back the magnitude of turning that organization around. Even, you know what I mean?
It's crazy that during those years at least that year when Lamar was the MVP, might have been one of the worst that their defense actually was. Because they just like moved on from like they got rid of CJ Mosley, at that point, like they didn't have a Patrick Queen yet.
They still had you. They had Queen. Oh no, Queen was 2020. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was.
CJ Mosley was the big dog, and they didn't want to pay him. He did end up getting hurt in week 1 of that season, and then he missed 2 seasons in a row because of COVID.
Yeah.
But so at the time, I mean, it seemed like they made the right move, hindsight. But their defense wasn't that good that year, though.
Yeah, they had Judon. That's right. They had Judon as their outside linebacker, and then they had I'm trying to remember who else they had. They never had no super notable guys, but yeah, you're right. They weren't the greatest that year. And then Lamar,
they were good. But we're looking this year, and they might be like the premier defense in the NFL right now. They're not. They weren't that in 2019.
They're hella good this year.
Oh yeah, at all levels, all 3 phases.
Yeah, I know.
Derek Stingley's getting activated.
Nice. That's the thing, huh? Day before.
He's been gone since week 2, man.
I mean, you know what's crazy is that it doesn't surprise me because that's his whole rap sheet. Like it's going back to college, right? He's just like.
Yeah, he played 2 weeks, and then in week 3, he just didn't play week 3. Like he got injured at practice.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
he's real good.
Well, no.
What is his injury? His lower extremities. Like, is he like a soft tissue guy? Like, what's this?
Yeah, it's usually like this one was a hamstring, I think. But his injury coming out of when he got drafted was his foot. Remember?
Yeah, and like he missed an entire year, right? Prior to that.
Yeah, I think it was a Liz Frank, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, Liz Frank takes like a year.
It was like a Liz Frank fracture or something in his foot.
That's really dope that they still got him on the first. I mean, they had multiple picks, so it's like, listen, we're gonna get our guy.
Yeah, they did. I mean, they did what they did there. Whatever. I was kind of pissed when it happened, but I was like, all right, whatever. I bought into it.
Oh, that was the old regime too, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. The old regime was weird.
Old regime, but with Caserio still there.
Yeah,
he probably could. I don't know. He was spearheading that or not.
And Phil said he got offered McLaughlin for his AJ Dillon. He's got Javonte, Brees Walker, Pacheco, Madison. He said, I never used Dillon. Should I accept the trade?
I'd rather have Dillon.
What do you got?
Yeah, I'm just going to say no. That's a pretty block.
See what else will come up. If that guy needs a running back so bad, see what else. Like, why is he's giving you a running back for running back? That says something. He likes Dillon better. I tend to agree with that guy.
Yeah, Jalil's he's going to be no more. Like I think we've seen the peak of him, and as long as Javonte's on the field, like
exactly. It's Javonte's been healthy, or the healthiest, I should say.
Yeah, that's right.
And and this is a good matchup right here too for Javonte this week. He's about to run all over him, theoretically.
Happy Tree says Jeffrey Simmons or Rashad Gary. Man,
I'm okay with the Rashad Gary. He's playing the Steelers. Kenny Pickett takes sacks.
Who's Denver playing?
Oh yeah, what was the other option?
No, not Justin Simmons, Jeffrey Simmons.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, they're
man,
playing
always
the
do that.
Buccaneers. I'm not mad at that either. I'm not mad at that either.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like the Bucks. It's not like they have the best line. I think I'm leaning Jeff on this.
Yeah,
one.
he's the better player too.
Yeah.
My name is a Yef.
My name is Jeff. Chris Bay, Dobbs or Levi? Dobbs.
Yeah, Dobbs. I think
Levi is
Dobbs all week.
Oh, Levi's playing the Buccaneers, bruh.
Yeah, but he only has Hopkins, I feel.
Yeah, that's true.
Levi's like one step above DeVito.
What about my man Kyle Phillips with 1 L?
DFS dark throw.
Kyle Phillips with 1 L.
I think he's super cheap, like in DFS. Kyle Phillips, you could try your luck. I wouldn't start him.
No, I'm sure there's no Burks. That's why.
And Richard, he said, I need an RB this week. I got 2 stacks and an upside. He said Monty and Gibbs, Ford and Hunt, and Javonta start 2. So Chargers, I mean, that's the matchup. Like,
I'll probably play. I'll play both. I'll play both.
I guess I want to get Javonta in there because at least we know he's going to be the lead back, but it's almost a flip of a coin on Monty and Gibbs right now because I think it's going to be close to a 50-50 split on touches. Yeah. Who's going to get that goal line work? That's what's going to make the difference.
The Ford Hunt matchup is bad, right?
I got the Ravens.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to ask you guys to help me out with the flex, but I can do it later.
You're going to ask for a friend.
Yeah, I'm going to ask for a friend, but I need to pull it up.
Yeah, so I'm playing Javonte. And I think I'm paying Monty. I'm just going to follow the money here. And the entire time, it's always been him. And
when he did say, for what it's worth, Dan Campbell said, Jamar could eat into some of Monty's workload. So he's already saying Monty's the guy.
Yeah.
Just by saying that, like, you know what I mean? And he said he could. Yeah, you know.
Hopefully this is not even worth it. Tight question.
Yeah, hopefully it isn't a hot hand approach. That would suck.
Yeah.
Run CMC. He said, good or bad trade. I'm trading away Kyren Williams, Tank Dell, and Keenan Allen for A-Chain and Cooper Kupp. He said Kupp's QB is hurt, A-Chain on IR.
So he's bringing back those 3 players?
Well,
getting rid of Kupp? No,
it sounds like he's getting rid of the Kyren, Tank Dell, and Keenan Allen for A-Chain and Cooper Kupp.
I probably would have stayed put with what he had. I would have rather had the Tank Dell and them.
Yeah, I would have. Yeah, I just want this to get done in a different way, I guess.
Yeah, I'm okay getting Cooper Kupp, but I would rather have Cooper Kupp and Keenan Allen somehow. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm giving up the better piece with Keenan Allen. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's definitely the best piece in this whole trade. And I love the outlook of A-Chain, but fuck, man, he keeps getting hurt like that. I mean, we can't ignore that fact. He got hurt in the preseason. He got hurt right away. I mean, he's
a wee little man.
Yeah. And Marco said, with Kelsey on bye, do I start Fergie, Irv, Smythe, Hunter Henry, or who the hell is Tanner Hudson? That's the dude from the Bengals, right?
From the Bengals, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a bad matchup either.
It's not.
It's just they literally use 3 tight ends over there with him. It's him, Herb Smith, and Drew Sample.
Yeah, I think I'm going Hunter Henry on this one.
Yeah, I'll lean Hunter Henry for sure.
All right, and Richard said
Henry has a good matchup, doesn't he? Who they playing?
Yeah.
Yep. And then Ferguson's in a bad matchup because those are the 2 I would consider. And
would
then
would you play Logan Thomas or Trey McBride?
Oh, that one's good.
I know that's my asking for a friend.
I'm still gonna lean Logan Thomas.
Yeah, I am too.
Okay.
Yeah.
McBride versus Atlanta.
It sucks because McBride
Seattle.
Yeah, and then Seattle, that's just I feel like that's how they're gonna have to attack him. You know what I mean?
And I would say, like, of both of the two, the Falcons, they've gotten a little bit tougher over the last couple weeks against tight ends.
They've stiffened up against the tight ends. Is that what you're saying?
Yep.
A little bit. Yeah, Seattle. Even though, like, on paper, Falcons are better for the entire season, over the last couple weeks, Seattle's been a better matchup for tight ends.
Yeah. Go old man Logan.
Appreciate it. I had him in there initially, but then I made the trade. I sent Tyler Boyd off. I picked Boyd up off waivers like preemptively last week, and then it just so happened the Bengals receivers got hurt. So I was like, trade bait, baby, for somebody.
Yeah.
And I needed tight end like help. I figured this guy on the rise. I tried to get Schultz, but then I would have had too many Texans. So the guy, he's a Texans fan also. I know, but the guy's a Texans fan also. He was like, Schultz is mine, and he wanted to counter and try to get Stroud off of me. And I was like, no.
Let's like, no, we're not going that way. I hate it when they try to take. I'm the one that takes the people on the left turn. They're like, don't do that to me.
Yeah, exactly.
He said, fine, you convinced me not to move Hill, so I'll pivot. He said, my first rounder is all but guaranteed to be the 106. Should I give the pick and Flowers for Kupp and Keenan Allen?
I would do that. I would go buy Kupp and Keenan Allen with Flowers in there first. Like, if I'm trying to win now, it's 14 team dynasty, then, you know what I'm saying? I'm okay with the age factor there. You know,
that's a good move too, because like it said, it's 14, and it's like that's the depth that, like, you know, as far as
that seems like that would be insane.
It's a win now move, strictly. Like, because then I could also just take my first and try to buy a single piece. You know what I mean? One, like just a 1-for-1. You know what I mean? Like, here's my first round. That's one of my classic moves right during this time of year. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get too greedy. Maybe I'll go buy Higgins or something. He's beat up right now. Let me go get Higgins off some, because then the outlook for Higgins next year is interesting. Like, he's gonna hit the free agency market. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Higgins is a hamstring. Is that why he's out?
Yeah.
Yep. And at least they're keeping him out.
He's gonna play. Yeah, that's smart. Don't force him, and he'd lose him for more games.
Yeah.
And Marco said Stroud or Burrow. I mean, as good as Stroud's been doing, you gotta look at Burrow still.
Burrow at home, just for that. Yeah, I know he's down. What's that?
He's finally back. It seems like he's playing at like full strength, like no injury. I mean,
he's
I guess
rushing the ball well too.
He's running around a little bit.
Yeah.
I think it's, but you know what though? I think it's not too far off. I think they can finish back to back even this week. Like I like to be a shootout with, like, it's going to be an interesting game because, like, the weaponries are all over the place for both teams. You know what I mean?
I need to catch more press conferences. I kind of slacked off this week because I was doing the show doc for the for the cell already. But nice. I need to kind of see what stuff like Stroud says. You can kind of buy into you can kind of hear a lot of what some of the game plan is, because he's kind of like taking control. So he'll give you a little insight. I think he hasn't learned to not say too much yet. So he will give you a little bit of insight when he's replying to questions. Because he said it last week. He's like, they need to let loose. They need to be more explosive. They need to trust him. They need Slowick to, trust him. And then they did that and it worked, right? So let's see if that continues. But I don't know what he's really said this week about Nico Collins being out, Damian Pierce being out, losing, I think they lost another lineman. So
I do like that when Damian Pierce out, it's like, don't ever run the ball. Just throw that shit.
That's awesome. And then Motor's good. Yeah, Singletary's good in the pass game out there, so that's like at least protection. So I think that's pretty good. Let him throw the ball over 40 times, and Stroud is going to be a good play, I think, every week, because he's really careful with the football.
And what's crazy is, like, I think, like, if there's a QB that's going to throw more out of the two, I think Stroud probably throws more. But, like,
I think Mixon will probably be a big factor this game. I think this is a smash start for Mixon. Like, if should have a good game
for sure.
All right, so for the silver screen breakdowns, we got our next 4 movies planned. So we're doing Savages today. Our man Peacock is going to be running the boards this next Friday, and they're going to be breaking down The Cell.
J-Lo's
and then one of the best Thanksgiving movies of all time, Son-in-Law, is what we're going to do.
Oh yeah!
Hell yeah!
The whistle.
Gonna be munching on some grindage.
Oh.
And then
They're going home for Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, but Pauly Shore is going to her home because
Yeah, exactly.
To the farm or whatever.
She needs him to be like, that's her man, right?
Well, she just feels bad for him because they were like best friends pretty much out there. He's the only one who connected with her, whatever, showed her what's up around campus.
Yeah, he dyes her hair blonde and shit.
Yeah. Gets attached.
He was gonna stay behind, right? Like on campus by himself or something.
Yeah, and he was gonna eat a Hungry Man Thanksgiving dinner.
And I haven't seen that movie in a minute, but I still remember it pretty well.
Classic. And then to kick off Christmas season, we're gonna start it off with the original Die Hard.
Yeah.
We'll give the people what they want.
It's Christmas.
I always tell my wife,
Oh, I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to schedule it early. So you can be like, see,
week 1.
We're doing a Christmas episode.
This movie was released in July of 1988.
The Christmas party doesn't necessarily have it on Christmas.
Like they're just like
First Blood also.
They're
stoned as Christmas trees in the back of First Blood. Rambo. There's Christmas trees in the police station, in the sheriff's department. That's a Christmas movie then.
They're stoned as hell like Dante when he's like, hey, I'm just putting up my Christmas tree. He's like, dude, it's August. That's Die Hard. It comes out in July.
Dude, my Christmas tree went up November 1st. Like my wife was already, can you get the stuff down on Halloween night? I was like, oh, for real?
I know my girl told me that a week ago, and then I kind of curved it.
I've already seen the full-on decorated houses with the Christmas lights and everything.
Yeah, we got
the neighborhood down the street that has like you turn the station and it has all the Christmas stuff and the lights are popping off with the music.
Sigh.
Yeah, that's fucking dope. The kids always want to go. It's actually right next door to my homeboy's house, my buddy Skyler, and he's always like, man, it's so annoying. I can't even get out of my neighborhood. The traffic's all on 10. Everybody's lined up and shit.
Damn, cringe.
Yeah, there was a neighborhood that we would. There was a neighborhood that we used to go to in San Diego because it was like the most notorious neighborhood, and it was like a little loop, like almost. But yeah, motherfucker, like cars are parking out there. Like there's like festivities going on. Like people are selling, like like I don't know, just random Christmas food and shit like that out there. Like
tamales,
the whole thing, the whole thing. Nah, that's the white neighborhood. No
they're having the Die Hard is a Christmas movie or not debate. That's how you know it's a Christmas. That's how you know it's a Christmas party.
Well, I was going to say, what's a white?
Die Hard is a Christmas movie or not debate.
Yeah, it's gonna get real thick during that show, and I want to. It's either Office Party or The Night Before. I want to make sure we do one of those because those are fucking classic.
I would say The Night Before.
There's a Harold and Kumar Christmas one also.
Man, that's such a good one. I like that one because of the Christmas Harold and Kumar factor, and they were able to reboot it in a way that I didn't hate it. It's definitely the third best.
So is that a Christmas movie?
Well, yeah. I mean, the movie is Harold and Kumar Christmas movie.
Oh, okay.
Did I tell you guys
they just made it very blatant, like in there. Like,
yeah, that's what it's called. Did I ever tell you guys the story about how I went to see Harold and Kumar for the second time, Super Blitz, right? Because I saw it the first time also, right? But the second time, and I tried to pay, and I paid with a $1 bill instead of a 10, like all stupid. And I turned away, and I wasn't paying attention. My friends were behind me and they were like, you go first. Cause we were all like, whatever, like goofed out. I was like, whatever, let's just go. Cause they think they're going to recognize us. Cause I think we went the night before. And I was like, who cares? Right. Whatever. So then I pulled the thing out of my pocket and I thought I just had a $10 bill, but apparently I had like another $1 in there. So I pulled out the wrong bill and I put it on the table and I'm like, all cool. And I turn around and I'm like looking at my friends and then they're just laughing at me. And the other person's holding the $1 and he's looking at me like, sir, this isn't enough for the ticket. And there's a bunch of people behind them and I'm just holding up the line because I never turned around.
I paid you, sir.
And then I'm confused when I turn around and I'm like, oh shit, sorry, man. So I pull out the $10 bill and I'm like, and he's like, what movie? And I'm like, Harold and Kumar. Oh, it's messed up, dude.
We'll definitely do the night before as one of them, but then we got 2 more slots for Christmas movies. And we'll get to you guys' questions in a second. Just bear with
Oh yeah, we got Bad Santa in there on one of them, right?
Oh, nice.
We could. That's a really good one.
Yeah, that's it. Because I remember when we were. I mean, that's always I'm always nominating that movie every time we come to Christmas time. You know what I mean? We're gonna do it one of these years. I'm like, this is Bad Santa.
I have a dope green Christmas sweater for my website. It has the fresh Grinch
I'm
on
with
it.
it. So Die Hard, Bad
The
Santa,
fresh
the
Grinch.
night before. So now we need one more.
I'm trying to think of some other ones that
The Santa Claus.
the ones we mentioned. The Santa Claus, the regular,
That's
the
a good
OG.
one. We can
The
do
Tim Taylor one.
That's a good one. We can get the Home Alone in there.
The Nightmare Before Christmas.
The Nightmare Before Christmas. That's a good one. And see, is that a Christmas movie or a Halloween movie? If you have to choose,
It has Christmas in the name.
Yeah, it does. It's not the Halloween before
I was
Lord's
gonna
Day.
save it for the Die Hard, but I gotta say it now. I saw the uncut version of that director's interview. You know what he said the original name for Die Hard was gonna be? Die Hard Christmas. They just drop the Christmas part, you know.
The main character's name was going to be Joshua Christo.
Yes.
Don McLean.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, it went through several rewrites. You know what I mean?
It's going to be like an allegory, like for the Jesus Christ story.
That's how it started, right? Die Hard Christmas.
What's crazy about the Santa Claus, now that I'm thinking about it, it's definitely the biggest Christmas franchise movie ever, right? Like, was it 3 or 4 movies? And now they've had multiple seasons or whatever that they're going to be doing on Disney Plus or whatever.
Are they?
The movie, guys. I know what movie I want to nominate for the Christmas one. Have you ever seen with Bill Murray, Scrooged?
Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah. Okay, are you ready for this? Bill Murray in the 80s, he became like, you know, in high demand. And so he got so irritated with his agents calling him all the time. He fires all his agents and he sets up a 1-800 number and it's him. Hey, this is Bill Murray. If you want to book me, give a detailed description of the script and your phone number. And if I'm interested, I'll call you back. He says it's something along the lines of that, right? It still exists till this day. And the number is exclusive too. It's only by like, you know, it's the stuff of legends, but it actually exists. So if you get your hands on the number,
he's dating what's her face, Khalees or whatever her name is, the milkshake chick. My milkshake brings all that. Yeah. That's his girlfriend right now.
Ooh, Buffet Boy Gary, jingle all the way. Oh man,
Turtle Man,
and the Big Show is in that one. That's always one that I got to shout out. The Big Show is in this. He's the
the suspenders.
Yeah, the giant fucking Santa.
And it's funny
because like during that time, I don't remember watching it at the time. This is just after the fact.
Oh, no, I remember. It's great.
When that was going on in WCW, you know, like when they're doing the NWO skits backstage, you know, they're backstage in leather couches, you know, like, yeah, we're just hanging out on the set. You know, this action-packed movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I mean, Big Show was one of the stars of the movie. Yeah, of course they don't mention it's bad. I mean, it's Jingle All the Way or a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
This action-packed Arnold Schwarzenegger movie that Big Show just happens to be starring in as well.
Yeah, I showed that movie to my kid, man, and he loved it. He's like, oh, now he wants to watch it every Christmas. Jingle All the Way. Finally, we moved on from Home Alone. My 5-year-old though,
that was
Home Alone.
That's how the 90s was, though, bro. Like the whatever the toy of the thing was, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like I remember in the 4th grade, like it was like the Power Ranger Zords,
Super Soakers.
You could not find those anywhere, bro. Like it was like the equivalent to like the Transformers in the 80s. Like it was just like, yo, you cannot. Them things is flying off the shelves. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
Uh-oh. Jamar Chase officially questionable, like game time decision, working out before pregame.
Yeah, some bullshit. At least it's an early game.
I'm about that though.
Is my man? Is the rookie Charlie Jones? Is he still hurt? I think he started the year on IR because he's real interesting now. If he's
Excuse me.
It's to be a tight end game, right? It's gonna be a tight end game.
Yeah, it's gonna be
big Tyler Boyd, big
Sample.
Tyler Boyd game, big tight end game, big. It's gotta be as long as it's competitive on both sides.
It's gotta be a big Tank Dell game, most likely, and Dalton Schultz game.
I mean, they're the number 32 against the tight end, right?
Yeah.
Marco said it's
Dalton
a Wonderful
Schultz.
Life. That was the original title.
Yeah, let's not watch
that. I don't remember that movie.
It's like in black and white, isn't it? Fuck that.
Oh, okay, real old school.
It doesn't.
So what do you think, Peacock? You nominating Scrooged? Which week do you think you want to check your calendar, see what week you might be able to make?
Yeah. I'll check this calendar and let you know. It's a little far out. I normally don't plan stuff, but if I put it on the calendar, then it's
a classic
in,
story. You gotta love the Scrooge, the Scrooge story.
Yeah, it's a great take. It's still like in that time range. I think it's late 80s or is it early 90s?
It's late 80s.
Okay, great. Yeah, I had it on VHS until we threw out all those
things. 1988. So Scrooged and Die Hard both their 35-year anniversary.
Oh, 35.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I like it. I like Scrooged. That's cool. That's a good one. You guys have seen it.
There's so many different adaptations of like that story. It's cool to see like a real life version of that story where I don't know, he's in Hollywood, or well, I mean he's in New York, but he's doing the Hollywood thing and the producing and production,
like a production, almost like a Broadway style, but it's live for TV with Mary Jo Poppins or what Mary Lou Retton as Tiny Tim.
Damn, I ain't seen that shit in hella long, man.
And it's not just one night. That's the thing that's kind of cool about it. It keeps throwing him back into real life, and it's like over like a 2 or 3 day span versus the just one overnight.
Yeah, and then the scary shit, like the ghosts are like creepy. Like it's sort of like what the fuck? It's cool.
Yeah,
it's cool.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So drinking the scotch and the eyeballs, like oh.
So those will be our 4 movies. The dates, who know, we'll see. But Die Hard.
What's the hot mom? Sophia. The what's her name? Sophia something. She's the bad Latina.
In which one?
Vergara?
Yeah. So like, I guess she did something with Bill Murray not too long ago. But, yeah, but even she had to find that 800 number, and over the course of a year, she left messages. So he's like, okay, I'll do it.
Hey, Bill, this is Sophia. I want to do I don't know how she sounds.
So barring anything changing, now we got all our movies set all the way through the end of the year. So we got Savages, The Cell, Son-in-Law, Die Hard, Bad Santa, Scrooge, The Night Before, and then the movie that we're gonna do for New Year's, the Friday is a couple days before New Year's 29th, is Money Train.
Money Train.
Wesley
Snipes and Woody Harrelson.
Wesley Snipes and Woody Harrelson. It's a movie they did right after White Men Can't Jump, and J-Lo is in there as well.
Yeah, J-Lo making a comeback 2 months back to back.
And it is it's a movie that takes place like right in
She's not the best actress or anything, but
J-Lo
time she was in movies. She's bad though. Yeah, great to look at. Great to look at.
Yeah, time was kind to her.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we got the Wafers recap coming back in like an hour. Usually that show goes for about an hour. We recap all 10 divisions. We're recapping week 9. We're going to see who the top scorer was over there. So make sure you come back for that. And Peacock, let them know.
Sorry. Yeah, right there, neonpeacockmerch.com. I got a 20% off going on right now. Use the extra 20 for 20% off. Got a bunch of stuff. A new Thanksgiving design just dropped. You can get it in time to wear on Thanksgiving Day. It's a wake and bake shirt, and it's a turkey smoking a joint. So go check that out.
Yeah. And man, just fuck with me wherever you consume your music. Check me out, Bogard Scott, free on all streaming platforms. Hey.
There we go. And go subscribe to the audio version of the podcast, Fantasy Football Hustler, on Apple, Spotify, everywhere you get your podcasts. And leave us a 5-star review. We'll read it out on the show. Send us on home, Bogey.
Week 10, give me money, goddammit.
Defense on
on me!
I don't want them to gain another yard.
You blitz all night! If they cross the line of scrimmage, I'm gonna take every last one of you out. You make sure they remember forever the night they played